Guys, your eyes are tricking you. I am not late by a minute. You got to fix the computer, the clock on your computer. But what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hot Toys Hotline Live, episode 140. That's a good number. 140 is good. Not 139, though, 140. Thank you guys for being here on this fine Tuesday evening. As you can see, the boys are all here. We don't have Lane tonight, unfortunately, but we got a great panel here tonight. Some very interesting stuff to talk about this week. I think I've got everything pulled up. I had a little bit of everything, so if I remember or forget that I didn't pull something up, of course, I'll remember that as the stream goes on. But I hope everybody's doing well. Flavio is here. Flavio hasn't been on the channel for quite some time. As you guys know, he went on his honeymoon recently, and then you know how it is when you go on a long vacation, adjusting back from that and getting back into your schedule is more difficult than it sounds. And Flavio's like, bro, I'm sorry I haven't been hitting you up and doing all this. He's like, but I promise you, once I get back into it, I'll come back on. So
I felt like I was losing friends, man. Like when you hit me up, I was like, nah, this shit's real.
Yeah, I remember you're like, bro, I haven't talked to Fig in a while. I haven't talked to you in a while. He's like, I feel bad. I'm like, bro, we understand. Trust me.
Hey,
Like
be
we
life.
understand. Yeah.
Now it was just like, like when you take a little hiatus like that, man, and then you get out of your own routine. Like, I don't know about you guys, if you guys have a routine where, okay, you hop on YouTube, you check out all your latest videos, you chat with the guys, you stay active in the group chat. Like, I was away from that for like 2 weeks. So it was just, and then the holidays, it was just hard to get back into it. Not saying like, left the hobby or anything, but it was just hard to get back into the social aspect of it. I was just so focused on, figures and doing my own stuff. But I'm back now, guys.
Sorry, we didn't forget about you. I had to hit him up. I had to like dig him out of the sand. I was like, where
you
been, bro? Like, what's going on? But thanks for being here, bro. I appreciate you for making time. As you can see, guys, Mike was able to make it. As you guys know, he recently welcomed another beautiful baby to his family. So obviously that comes with many, many challenges and adjustments. And so, of course, I told you guys he will do his best to make it when he can. So I appreciate that he's able to make it tonight. He knew I was very excited about it. And he's like, so am I, dude. So, Mike, it's great to have you here. I know you're in a tough environment to stream from, but we appreciate you for making it for sure.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man. I hope my audio is okay. There's actually like a air filter thing running over. I'm going to turn that off in a sec, make it a little quieter in here. But totally understand Flavio's situation, man, because I kind of like dropped off from the world for a while. I'm sending texts like 4 days late. I'm like, hey, bro, I'm really sorry. That means a lot to me. I miss a lot of texts, catching up with life. And but it's all good things, man. I'm gonna try to stay away, like back from the camera, because I got like eyes, bag, circle. I'm getting an hour of sleep a night, man. It's rough, but I'm so glad I get to be on tonight because I happen to be away from the insanity that is a house with 3 children while I'm at work. And luckily, it's a little slow here. Don't tell my boss, but I'm, hey, man, I'm streaming. I'm live streaming from work, so we'll keep it between us.
There you go.
So no snitches in the chat, or you're not allowed to be here with us. I'm just saying.
Coming from the House of Glaze, baby.
Right.
The good thing is I don't really have a boss, so I don't have to worry about it. But anyway, that is a phone call, so I'll be right back.
No problem. Fig, thanks for being here, bro. So, speaking of like Mike talking about like being late on responding messages, Fig and I talk literally every day, and sometimes like, you get busy and like, and everybody knows, and Fig's guilty of it, Flavio's guilty of it. We all are like sending voice messages now. It's just like our thing. And like I got all my buddies doing it. It's so funny. And I think it's just so much easier to not only like convey, like for example, Fig and I were like having a discussion about like the Batman and Robin figures. And it's like, that Key and Peele skit where he reads the text and his buddy's just inviting him out to hang out at the bar and he thinks he's like trying to fight him and shit. I'm like, that's why voice messages are so much better, because you could hear the person's emotion. So we've just been doing these voice messages, but like sometimes we'll go days without responding just because like stuff happens. And we have like this unspoken thing where like, if I don't respond, I'm not ignoring you. I just got stuff going on. And like, I feel Mike on that. I'm like, bro, no one's going to get upset with you if you don't respond for like 4 days or whatever. Like, he's got a big change in his life and it happens, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, life, bro. I mean, life, first of all, what up, though, to the chat and to the panel, what I'm saying? And, life, man. Life gets in the way. Sometimes life is more important than many of these things that we discuss. It's just priorities. It's all about priorities and what matters most at that moment and, putting it first sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Well said, dude. Well said. Thanks for being here. Thanks for making time. Sorry to hear that you're still snowed in. I know it's like really rough. There's still like plenty of sidewalks by me, plenty of areas where it's like one lane, the other lane never got dug out. It's so weird. It's like the weirdest thing ever. It's never happened here, but hopefully they'll dig you out soon. I know. Hopefully they'll dig you out soon.
Hopefully.
I saw this funny joke where it's like this person, one of my friends on Facebook was like, all these like old heads right now are saying like these youngins don't know how to plow snow. I'm like, that's crazy, but they probably are. They're like, yeah, this would have never happened back in my day, but
not for real.
Yeah, right. And finally we got Chris in the house. Chris, thank you so much for being here. I don't know how you did it. I know you were saying you might not be able to make it on time, but here you are. And I made a joke with Chris earlier. I was like, I don't know if I'll be doing a stream tonight, dude. And he's like, of course, the one day that I can. You won't go live. And he was like, I thought you said you weren't going live. I was like, I said, or may not. And yeah, so Chris was able to make it on time after all. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, good to see all the boys up in here. Haven't streamed with a lot of y'all in a minute. So, but I don't know if you have kids or yet anything. But that's another thing. It's not like getting married and your schedule changing, man. Having a kid and Mike over there got 3 of them things. So, and my wife and I, you know, we're still debating on another, but we don't know for sure yet. So,
yeah. So now they're putting pressure on me so that their son has a friend. So,
and my brother, yeah, somebody he needs a friend, man.
Yeah. So everybody's got pressure on them, so they don't have to make that commitment. But we appreciate you making it, bro. Let's say what's up to the chat, and then we'll get started. We got Fig Pozr saying what's up to everybody in the chat. As always, appreciate you hyping up everybody. Fig, and if Fig doesn't just do that here, he does that everywhere. He's always showing that love to everybody, so we appreciate that, bro. We got Valk in the house. What's up, my dude? A hotline hottie and a moderator here. He's saying what's up to me and Fig. I guess Chris and Mike and Flavio aren't as cool as us. So what's up? I'm just giving you shit about.
Yeah,
what's up,
I wish I could have used your like line on live, but I ain't gonna use it. You know what I'm talking. You know what I meant.
He's gonna say, all right, I'll just go fuck myself. That's what he's gonna say.
No, like it's like, oh, so it's fuck me. Huh?
Yeah, oh yeah, I say that too. Yeah. There's variations of it.
How could you?
I wasn't sure if we could curse here, so I was like,
that's all right, bro. Like, little kids shouldn't be collecting Hot Toys anyway. So if they're here, we appreciate you. But save your money. We got Gio in the house, another hotline hottie. How's it going, my friend? I hope you're doing well. We got Big Dog Pound in here. Unfortunately, obviously, Chris still has a different background right now because he's doing a huge favor for his brother while his brother's preparing for a big move. So his collection room is swamped, but if he had the belt, I'm sure he'd be...
If I could show you guys, you'd be shocked. It doesn't... You can't even tell that it's a collection room. Like, it's literally floor to ceiling piled with stuff. So my detofs are completely covered. You wouldn't even know that stuff is in there.
No.
It's nuts.
But he's got an alternate background for now. So, but Big Dog Pound, what's up, my friend? A hotline hottie and a moderator will give him the best woo that we can, since Chris doesn't have the belt on him.
Yo,
yeah, woo! Hey, Valkyrie's still messed up with Connor.
We got JB in the house. What's up, my dude? JB saying, what's up, fellas? Hope you're doing well, bro. Sorry, guys, I'm just scrolling through all the comments. I appreciate all you guys dropping in early before we even get started. We got Zombie in the house. He said, been a minute. What's up, my friend? I don't know if you're saying been a minute to somebody on the panel or to us. We were here last week and the week before that. We're on a streak, baby. Sometimes we take off and sometimes we show up. You know, the other way I thought about it, I was like, look, like Chinese New Year's coming up. I can't be taking off right now because we might have some dead zones where we do have to take off sometimes. So I was like, let me come in this week. We got a fun topic to talk about. And I appreciate you for being here, my friend. My dude, Steve at Hotline Hottie for 22 months. Thank you so much, my friend. Drop in the glaze in the chat. Yes, sir. Yeah, the House of Glaze. Somebody stole somebody's name, and I'm not sure. Oh, he said been a minute for him. Well, we appreciate you. So he already corrected himself before I made a joke about what he said. So I stand corrected. The House of Glaze. The House of Glaze. That might be one of your best work yet. Rusty Bronco's in the house. What's up, my friend? He says, hello, curators. Hello to you. I hope you're doing well. We got Figure It Out in the chat. What's up, my friend? He says, hello, everybody. And as Big Dog Pound says, force push that like button for more Hot Toys Hotline content. Yeah, guys, I'm trying to get back to reviews. That's like a goal of mine. I have stuff planned that I'd like to do. I just got to find the time, and I think I will be able to soon because, I stopped really doing a lot of stuff because a lot of my free time was taken up because, my pet was sick, and he's starting to do a lot better now, so I can finally, stop, hovering over him as much, which is nice, so hopefully soon I'll be able to do some
You basically pulled that lightsaber company for over a year now to go F themselves.
That's crazy. Yeah, this company sent me a lightsaber 6 months ago, and I still haven't reviewed it.
Oh, it's been longer than that. Man.
I don't think it's been.
Oh, man.
It's been 6 months. That's crazy. Chris, get out of here, bro. Are you an officer of the law? Who are you?
Cards.
Yeah, right. He's the officer of the law down here. He works for the company, but
Yeah, you see the badge. Hold on.
We got Red Priest in the house. He says, "Hello, everyone." That is not a badge.
I
Hello,
wear the
everyone.
shield on
Slow
my
day
shirt.
at work, so I'm able to watch the show. We appreciate you tuning in from work. Just don't get yourself in trouble, but maybe they'll subscribe if your boss looks over your shoulder. Who knows? We got MB Dyson in the house. What's up, my friend? Love the profile picture. I got my my battle damage T800 over my shoulder there. I know Flavio just got his clean today. I've got my clean on the way, so I cannot wait to take a look at that.
Mine tomorrow.
Just got shipping notice for that. So
Dude,
Nice.
you guys are gonna love that figure, man.
I can't wait, bro.
I can't
He's
wait.
so hefty and all the details. It's.
I got
That's how I feel about the battle damage, dude. It's
Yeah, the
incredible.
battle damage is heavy too.
That's what I
got
have.
the battle
coming.
damage in, and I'm waiting for that clean one. I got the bike waiting.
And so far, just what I did, because you know how everybody was going crazy about the tassels and the zippers. So far, no issues with mine. They're all intact. So
Look, guys, I'm just gonna say it. They're not real zippers, so don't try to unzip them.
no, yeah, they're just glued on. But
Hot Toys doesn't go that far. I know, InArt does real zippers, but Hot Toys doesn't do real zippers for everything. So
Be careful.
you could literally, on mine, you could literally see the on the battle damage jacket. I was looking at it today. Actually, the zipper is slightly glued off center at the top. So I'm like, yeah, it's very
shit.
obviously not a real zipper.
For sure only, bro.
Yeah, exactly. One Adam 12 in the house. What's up, my friend? Another hotline hottie. He says, "What's up, folks? Got my Mondo Superman the animated series figure today. Congrats on that. I know Brick was telling me he picked his up. I much prefer the Justice League look, and I've got the S Hero Justice League version with the red trunks, and I absolutely love that figure. So I'm not a big fan of the Mondo animated stuff. It's just not for me. But those accessories, bro, you get Lois Lane, a whole ass extra figure for $250. Mondo's undefeated on the accessories. That coin flipping hand for Harvey from BTAS is one of the coolest accessories I've ever seen. So you got to give them credit, even if you're not a fan of their regular animated stuff like I am. They do amazing accessories. I do have some Mondo stuff though, just more of the realistic stuff.
You get a whole Lois with this figure too.
It's like a whole ass extra figure.
Whole thing.
And I was telling Brick too, she's seamless too. So if you pose
articulates
Soup's holding her. Yeah, she has articulation too. That's
swivels
cool.
at the waist, I believe, because
that's
she
cool.
Looks normal and she swivels to hug him. It's cool.
Yeah, that to me, $250, insane value. What's up, Funky Cold Santa? Santa. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Another hotline hottie. He says, "Hello, peeps. Hello to you." Love the profile picture. That's like a alternate universe type of look. That's pretty dope, bro. We got David S. Patrick in the house saying, "What's up, guys?" Another great profile picture. What's up, my friend? We got OG in the house. OG, I owe you an apology, bro. I was briefly watching the replay of last week's stream, and I think I completely forgot to say hi to you, and that's so messed up of me. So thank you so much for being here. As always, my friend, one of the OG hotline hotties and moderators here. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. David says, Batman and Robin 1997 movie. What's your guys' thoughts on that movie? Maybe we'll kind of briefly touch on that when we talk about the figures, if people want to share their thoughts briefly on that, because I do want to get started on the topic, but that's a great question. We got Brick in the house. Brick says, "Good evening, everyone. Just landed in Philly. I'll catch the replay." Well, have fun, Brick. I was actually just talking to some friends about going to Philly soon, so have fun, dude. Eat some good cheesesteaks with not Cheese Whiz on them. You got to get Cooper Sharp.
Cooper Sharp, baby.
Roll. Yeah, no Cheese Whiz.
When you go to Philly, has to be Cheese Whiz.
No, it doesn't, because there's plenty of places in Philly that are better.
Sorry,
Aren't there places that do both though too?
Yeah, there are. Yeah.
I want to go to dang, what's the name of that place? Skinny Joe's.
Yeah, and, there's quite a few.
There's
bigger
so
places.
many though. There's so many places.
There are. It's like Pat's. Like
don't go to Joe and don't go to Pat's and what's the other one across the street? Geno's and Pat's. Don't go to them.
Pat's makes me laugh because those dudes get so offended when people come at their cheesesteaks and they show their little baby ass cheesesteak with like one bite of meat in it, and then clearly they're like fabricating the ones they're making for their videos because then people show theirs and it's got like no meat in it. And I'm like, bro, that is not what you're serving.
I heard D'Alessandro's legit.
You said what?
D'Alessandro's, I heard they're legit.
I heard they're good. What was the other one? Is it John's Roast Pork? Is that the other big one?
Oh, I heard about that place.
I didn't hear they were like the best, but
cool,
I heard that they're decent. Yeah. We got Philly in the house. What's up, my friend? Another hotline hottie. He says, "What's up, my dudes? Hello, chat." Well, what's up, my friend? Thanks for being here as always. Who else we got? We got Game Shift in the house. Another hotline hottie. What's up, my friend? He says, "Hello, hello." Can't believe it's been a week already. What the hell happened? Hot Toys lands. That happens. It moves so fast. Sometimes they post dumb shit that we don't care about, but sometimes they release cool stuff, and time goes by slower. And Game Shift says, by the way, be very careful with the zippers on the jackets and the T100 battle damage. I broke a couple on them. Yeah. I kind of cracked a joke about that, so sorry. I wasn't like roasting you specifically, but yeah, some people weren't aware that they weren't real zippers, or I'm not saying that's your case. So you just got to be really careful with those.
I think
Hot
it's
Toys
even just
glues
if
them on.
I think it's even if you just like try to touch it too much. So
it could be too, like if you're just gripping the figure to like mess with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You gotta be careful when you're dialing in the pose.
MB, I don't know. They kind of switch it up here and there. They still do timed editions, but I don't know what. Excuse me. I don't know where they make that determination. Okay, this will be a timed edition. This will be. I don't know. Lance said, any word on the Sideshow Quint from Jaws? I wasn't familiar with Sideshow doing them. I know, what is the company's name that's doing the, they do a bunch of props and they're working with Yoast on
Factory ENT?
Factory Entertainment. Yeah, they're the ones that's doing the Quint from Jaws. And then Mars Toys teased one as well. Mars Toys will be doing a Quint eventually if he's sticking to that. OG Fan, a hotline hottie for 25 months. That is insane. OG Fan says, not sure what the new meaning of glaze is, but we all know Mike is a cunning linguist. Hotties unite. Let's have a great show. Well, thank you so much, my friend. As always, we appreciate you. Let's see. We got the Stadlers in the house. He says, he probably meant, what's up, collectors? What's up, my friend? And then Gio, thank you so much, my friend, for the 20 months as a hotline hottie. I appreciate you guys for the amazing support. Gio says, Connor, did you secure the 1/6 back card? I did. I'm going to explain to you like what my plans are moving forward with those figures as we're about to talk about those figures. And yeah, you'll understand. Maybe you'll understand where I'm coming from there. I think it's because it's not based on Justice League, so he had a different look. I'm assuming they're just going off of the Superman series and not the Justice League series. I can't recall. I have very limited memory of Superman itself. I more so remembered the Justice League show as a kid, so I'm assuming that's just like the look that he had in that show. I can't recall.
Is it cell shading?
Yeah, it's cell shading.
Is it cell shading?
That's why.
That's a little heavy, bro. Like the whole
Yeah.
trunks on the front are black, bro. I assumed it was just a different look because I couldn't remember.
Because the sides are red. It's weird.
That's a lot of cell shading. That's crazy. Not a fan of that.
Dark crotch.
Dark. Yeah, right. Super crotch. Nice, dude. Nice. I know you're hyped for that. I know you're hyped for that. All right, we're gonna get started, guys. So we're gonna talk about the Batman and Robin figures first. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, and I know Fig knows, Flavio knows, we've had multiple discussions about these figures. At their base value as they look, I think the suits turned out pretty good. I think, honestly, if I'm being real with you, it's crazy to say this. I think this Clooney figure is like one of the best stock Batman they've done in quite some time. Like, it looks really good. Usually, as soon as they drop a release for a Batman figure, there's quite a few things that I could pick apart. I find myself looking at this one and saying, I'm not picking apart as many things as I usually would. Now, I will say this. I do have another issue, though, with both of these figures. And this particular issue I have with Batman, I just recently learned because, I was always, like, infatuated with Chris O'Donnell's costume from this film in particular, because I always thought it looked really cool, and I loved the paint job on it, and I thought it was a really cool costume. I thought the costume design in general in this film was awesome, especially Mr. Freeze. I mean, you guys know how excited I am for that Hot Toys Mr. Freeze.
I think I know what you're going to say, Connor.
Everybody chill.
What I'm going to say is this costume is supposed to be blue. It's supposed to be painted blue. It is. Okay, so Fig and I had, and I'm going to blow your guys' minds with this, right? So Fig and I had these long discussions specifically about the Robin suit, right? And I always thought Robin's suit was painted with this like ice blue, but I never knew that Batman's suit was blue until I started like looking into it more the other day, and I was like, no kidding. His suit is even more blue than Robin's, because Robin's is much more subtle. It's like a ice blue. This suit is supposed to be blue. And when I show you guys the screen used costume, it's going to blow your mind, because to Fig's credit, when him and I were like heavily discussing this, most people, you know, when you look at it on screen, in basically 95% of the scenes, it appears as black. It looks black. That's probably why Hot Toys made it black. But this suit is actually supposed to be blue. So after we discuss these figures, I will show you guys some photos of some of the screen used suits. When it comes to Robin, his suit is a bit more subtle, and I'll show you guys photos. There's two different shades of blue that they chose. And I've seen a lot of the behind the scenes stuff and like the prop makers talking about the making of these suits. And when they talked about Robin's suit and they were talking about how they made it blue to set it apart from Batman's, when I saw that years ago, I always thought, oh, they're doing that because Batman's suit is black and, you know, they want him to look different on screen. But that wasn't the case at all. I just recently learned Batman's suit is also supposed to be blue.
Wow, you're blowing my mind right now, dude. That's all. I didn't know that.
Wait till I pull up the photos of Batman's suit. And Fig's already seen them. I think I sent them to Flavio as well. Like, Batman's suit is very blue. It's like a midnight blue almost.
Wow.
And you could see on the suit where his cowl was rubbing against the cape, I guess, during filming, and you could see the black underneath the cowl, like where it rubbed off the cape. But it's actually pretty crazy. But anyways, I'll share those photos once everybody gets a chance to talk about these figures, and we'll kind of go through and just see what everybody thinks of the photos and react to it that way. But again, generally speaking, I think generally speaking, I think this turned out pretty good. I think the mouth plates look very much like George Clooney. My one thing that I'm not sure of, because I haven't watched any full reviews, if there are any out on this yet, I'm hoping that the back card is like a plastic. I'm sure it's going to be cardboard, but I would hope that they would not cheap out and make it cardboard. It probably will be, but that's all I could think of is that I hope this is cardboard, or I hope this is not cardboard, but I think it's probably cardboard. So we got to be careful with that, because I think they made a specific hand for him to hold that too, which is cool. But yeah, bro, like, this suit is beautiful. I always love the suits from these films. And we had the question earlier, how do you feel about these films? They're just very nostalgic to me. I don't think like the writing is as good as Tim Burton's films by any means. Joel Schumacher is Joel Schumacher, and he had his wacky way of doing things. But I just have a lot of love for these films, just purely based on the nostalgia, both Batman Forever and Batman and Robin that we're looking at here. And I love all the villains. They were fun. They were very fun to me. And I love Mr. Arnold as Mr. Freeze. I love Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face, Jim Carrey as the Riddler. I just love these characters. Bane, Poison Ivy, Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. Like, I love these characters. They're just fun and they're nostalgic. And I have great memories watching these films. And then the soundtracks were awesome. You know, Fig and I were talking about earlier, like, I forgot that Bone Thugs and Harmony made a track for this movie. And it's one of my favorite ones. I completely forgot about it. And when I listened to it again, I was like, that's crazy. Wow.
You're blowing my mind tonight, dude. I didn't know that. I want to hear that.
Yeah, right. That's crazy, bro. Thank you.
Dude, I love General Spanking, by the way. I want to come back in uniform next week as General Spanking.
Generally spanking.
What the hell?
Thank you so much, Falk, by the way, for the $2 super chat. And thank you so much, Batman Collectibles, for not only being here, but for confirming this for us. He said the credit card is cardboard, which I assumed would be the case. MB Dyson says, I always knew they were blue. Tons of images and figures from when I was a kid. And that's another thing I noticed. Like, some of the old Kenner figures from back in the day were blue. And again, like, the Robin suit, I just always fixated on that because I just much preferred it over the Batman Forever suit. Because for those of you guys that don't know, Chris O'Donnell played Robin in both films, both of the Joel Schumacher films. And though I still love his costume, I just preferred this costume that we got in the second film. Because it's like a precursor to Nightwing, which was always really cool to me. Let's see. Spank it good. I'll never live that one down, that's for sure. But yeah, guys, before I get too into it, I want others to be able to share their thoughts on the Batman before we get into the Robin as well. Again, I will show you guys the photos of those suits. And again, you could be the judge as you see the photos. But yes, both of these suits were painted blue. And this one, again, this is the one that really blew my mind because it's very blue. It's actually insane. But you can look at these shots, and I do have some shots of the screen use costumes, and you could see like different lighting, like even in like the promotional photos that they always do with that like gray background that they've done for many different Batman films. It's actually crazy to see how the lighting plays with it. But yeah, I think generally speaking, apart from my issue with the color of the suit, this is a great looking figure for sure. Yeah, and Philly was saying that the cover of Batman and Robin, his suit was blue from the magazine from 1997. So again, yeah, that's just something I never noticed. And I see someone saying what's up to my dude Jose in the chat, and he said, Fig, Pozr, and Flavio on the same panel. They've settled their differences at this point. They've settled their Fig Pozr took the much deserved dub for the
let's go.
Flavio's like,
let's go.
Yeah, how dare you?
Dude, I told you, Raimi takes all, bro.
Humiliating me alive.
We got Kaiju Daddy in the house. What's up, my friend? I owe a big thank you to Kaiju Daddy because he was able to secure me that 1/12 scale Kratos that is literally impossible to find for like less than double retail. Yeah, he sure is. He sure is, and he never takes credit for it, but he sure is. And I forgot you. I told you I was watching your replay of your stream, and I forgot. So I hope your kids feel better. I don't know if you have the flu as well. I didn't catch that, but thank you for being here as always, my friend. And yes, the Batman Forever cowl is very nice. But anyways, Flavio, we'll go to you. Excuse me. Kind of share your thoughts. Obviously, we're just talking about Batman right now. We will jump to Robin and share our thoughts on that, and then I'll show everybody the photos that I have prepared. But Flavio, what are your thoughts on how the Clooney, and we got a picture of Robin here as well, but what are your thoughts on how the Clooney Batman turned out?
Yeah, I mean, I think he turned out great. I think the musculature and the way that the body looks, the way that the suit was done as well, besides the obviously the error on Hot Toys' part with not getting the color right, but other than that, I think everything looks great. I love the cow. I love the likeness as well to Clooney, with the face plates. I love the Batman symbol, the nipples, everything. I think it's a bang up figure. I can't really say nothing bad about it.
Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, like I said, actual execution between the two, I think the suits look awesome apart from the color being incorrect. And it's just so crazy. And I know Graham, shout out to Graham, Jedi Knights Watch. He said the same thing. He's like, it's crazy that one of the best Batman figures they've ever done is my least favorite Batman. And I feel the same way. Clooney is my least favorite live action Batman. So it's just so funny that it worked out that way. By the way, we got Big Rib in the house. What's up, my friend? He said, what's up, fellas? Taco Tuesday. I wish I was having tacos today. Unfortunately, I'm not. But thank you so much for being here, my friend, and for being a hotline hottie. And same to you, Blue Tattoo. What's up, my dude? He says, hey, everyone. Hello to you. I hope you're doing well. And also, Press X to continue. That's a great name, by the way.
Okay, says, Press X, join the chat. What's up?
Wow, that profile picture is hilarious. I see wallets and emotions. That's so funny, dude. But thank you for being here, my friend. And no, Jose, I did not cancel this week. I am on a 3-week streak, and no one can stop me other than myself. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Blue. Like, Hot Toys, oftentimes what they'll do, it's weird. Like, they kind of flip-flop, right? Because with Predator Badlands, they chose to do what the suits look like behind the scenes, like not with the color grading and everything in the film. So, like, Deck, his skin is way too lightly colored if you compare it to how he looks on screen, and same thing with Najor. So, they kind of pick and choose there how to color these figures, but I know that it's something that won't bother everybody, and I don't want to like try to ruin the figures for you guys by showing you what the suits are actually supposed to be colored, because it may not bother you, and you might say, I think these look awesome with a black suit, and that's cool. Everybody picks and chooses what bothers them, what angers them. You get what I'm saying. We got Sal in the house. What's up, my friend? Sal said, I made it. Hope you're doing well, bro. Thank you so much for being here. As always, good to see you. It was awesome to see you over on Jose's stream the other day. Never thought I would see you on camera, and it was a cool thing because Sal and I are chatting all the time, so it was awesome to see him there. And yeah, it's awesome to finally be able to complete the live-action Batman lineup. That's the best part about these figures. That's very, very exciting to me. So, but Mike, I want to jump to you. And again, without the context of me showing you the photos of what they're going to look like once I do what I'm going to do with them. But what are your thoughts on? I guess because I have them both pulled up, you can kind of talk about both if you want to, and I'll circle back on anybody else who wants to share thoughts on Robin. But what are your thoughts on how this turned out? And are you picking these up? I don't know, because I know your collection, you had to set some parameters because of this big project that you're doing. So I don't know if these made the cut for you.
No, they didn't make the cut, but these do look awesome. I wish I had nostalgia for these because I'd be very excited for them. I have no nostalgia at all. But it's interesting about nostalgia. You made me think about something like nostalgia isn't just about how old something is. It's whether you like it or not, right? Because the prequels came out after this, and I've got nostalgia for them being 20, 25 plus years ago now. You can certainly have nostalgia for something that old.
Yeah.
But I like them. These are older, but I didn't like the movie. Like, I only saw this movie once, and I was like, I'm out of here. Because I think I was 18, you know what I mean? You guys were younger than me. So for me, I was just like, I don't like these movies, and just never saw them again. That's also why I didn't realize they were even blue. In my mind, they were always black. I think black is the way to go with these, though, because that is how they appeared, at least in my mind's eye, on screen. As far as like Badlands, Hot Toys is working with what Disney is sending them. They're not working from what they see on screen in that case.
Yeah.
So, but I think these probably in figure form probably do look better in black, though. I don't know, but you know what? When I see the pictures, maybe I'll change my mind, because I just think these look so good. And actually, I know that I thought they were black because I remember when Christopher Nolan said, he's like, I don't think Warner Brothers, when he was talking about Begins, it's like, I was so surprised that they would let me do an all black bat symbol. And I remember thinking, like, I guess he didn't see this movie because he's got a black belt too. Like, there's no color on this, and they got away with it, almost a decade before he made his movie. So, but no, I think these look great. I know everybody goofed on the nipples and all that, and it is kind of silly, but I don't know. It's just so part of of everything about this movie. Like, it's funny because Schumacher makes great movies, and he makes some really good, serious films. And I think for this, he was just letting himself have fun, and there was a lot of studio pressure and stuff like that. So I think they dialed it up a little bit too much for me at the time. But I think that they look incredible, and they look best not posed to any kind of extreme, or not really posed at all, to be honest with you. I think they look awesome just standing there in like a museum pose. I really do. So
I agree. I totally agree.
And the head sculpts look great. I mean, the Robin he looks mean, dude. Like, it looks good. But I think the Clooney face portion might have the edge on overall. I don't know how you guys feel about the Robin sculpt. In that last picture you just showed, it looked a little weak, but I still like the way it looks. You know what I mean?
I like the likeness to Robin. I think it looks good. I think it looks actually a little bit sharper than the first version that they came out with.
I was going to say the same thing. So as we've been discussing this, and I was like kind of revisiting my Forever figures in my collection, I do think, though I slightly prefer the expression on the Forever version, I think this one looks a little bit more like Chris O'Donnell. I think both of them look pretty good, though. Like, the only thing I don't like about that Forever version is I hate the cape. It's so bad. And like, you're not getting a custom cape for that because it's got like that like mustard colored lining. And you can't find a custom cape like that. You'd have to like get a drape cape or something and do it yourself. what's up? What's up? I was gonna say what's up to Lane, but I don't know if is Lane back in here. Oh, there he is. What's up, Lane?
Hey,
Lane, I feel like I never believe you if you say you're not gonna make it, because I'm like, he's gonna make it. He's gonna find a way.
I'm actually like occupied a lot of stuff as you're aware, background and stuff. This has not been a good last 72 hours for me at all. Yeah. I have a lot of personal stuff going on at the moment. That's why I wasn't joining tonight. However, I did see Mr. Mike Loris was on and everything, so I had to pop in for just 2 minutes to interrupt you guys.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to say thank you, Lane. You're incredible, and I really appreciate that figure, dude. It's awesome. My son and I have been getting a blast playing with it. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, if you weren't aware, unfortunately, Mike is not on social media for some of the things normally I'm at, and I'm not on what he is. And so he won one of our giveaways before. So I had seen him on here, and you guys were talking for a couple minutes. But I didn't want to interrupt you guys too long. I never had any intention originally, but since this weekend, I have been dealing with a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you sure have.
Yeah, I've been living on a phone, man, since Saturday.
Yeah,
feels like.
I hope you're all right.
Yeah, I'm fine. But I'll let you guys sometime back something know what's going on. But I just needed to stop in real quickly. I wanted to say to everybody, man, here, make sure you hit the like button for our man Connor and Hot Toys Hotline and all the hotties that are out there tonight. Obviously, we kind of surprisingly had a lot of figures here to sweep us into the dead zone that is going to be February. I just will say that the only thing I have not really had a chance to look at is I would just say Nightwing kind of looked like he did before. And I mean, I know Connor's going to have the happiest Batman and Robin collection by the time this is all probably said.
That live action lineup, I'm ready for it, dude.
I know you can see what is more powerful. Is it Michael Keaton's buck teeth stare or the Bat credit card? Which one is more powerful at the end?
It's tough to say, dude.
All right. Anyway, I won't keep any more time because I know you don't want to derail you guys too much here, but I wanted to just stop in real quick. I hope you guys are all doing. And just for anybody's wondering, it's not any health stuff or anything like that or issue. It's just had some other stuff going on. I didn't want anybody getting worried like, oh no, what's happening with him? Because we've had some past issues with that kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not coming from you directly from the hospital. And that's just a call out if our favorite Hot Toys Nightmare is out there in chat or something like that. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I've delayed you guys long enough. There are a lot of figures, actually, surprisingly, to have talked about leading us into February. Anyway, you guys have a great stream, and I'll be having you guys on the background in chat. All right, thank you.
Awesome. Take care, bro.
Have a good night.
All right. Bye.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Good job. Take care.
See ya. What a guy, man. And I want us to say this. I had to beg Mike to take that figure. That you guys don't understand, like, behind the scenes, Mike is such a great guy. Mike literally did not want to take the figure. I had to beg him to take it. He's like, dude, like, you should give it to someone else. I was like, you're not passing this on. You're taking it. And he was so happy when he got it. He's like, dude, I like this so much more than I thought I would. And like, genuinely, like, he sent, I told you guys, we love doing voice messages over here. He sent me a message. He was like, dude, this is so much cooler than I could have ever imagined. So I was super happy. You guys know Mike. He's a great guy. And thank you, Lane, for popping in. Yeah, I know that meant a lot to Lane just to pop in and say what's up to everybody. So we appreciate you, bro. And Valk, thank you so much. Sorry, I've had it up from the screen for quite a while. Thank you so much, Valk, for the $2 super chat. Yet again, you are too kind. He says, wasn't planning to get Clooney, but it looks good. It sure does. Like I said, like, despite my issues with the actual paint job itself, I think the suit looks awesome. And it's one of the better cows they've done as well, so I'm pretty happy with it on that front. And yes, dude, where's the Alicia Silverstone Batgirl? You know, I think that's going to be a new hole in the collection, not having her once we have all of these together with Mr. Freeze. I would absolutely love to see that. Maybe Mars Toys will do like a civilian version of her, because I don't see him tackling the Batgirl suit, but who knows? That would be really cool, though, for sure. And yes, I know at first he thought he was talking about his health. I'm familiar with what went on. It was just like a very annoying, frustrating thing for him. But Lane is okay. Don't worry, guys. And thank you so much for being here, my dude. Johnny Chronicles, another hotline hottie. He says, evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. Yes, sir. We're doing well. Thank you so much for being here. Same with my dude, Tijuana Mike, another hotline hottie. He says, happy Tuesday, collectors. Happy Tuesday to you, my friend, as always. And we got 1-6 lovers in the chat saying, what's up to everybody? What's up, my friend? He said, Jaws figures. Let's go already. I know. They're taking too long, dude. Although we'll never get Chief Brody, it seems like, because of the licensing hell that is. But if we could at least get Quint, that would be fire. Mike, did you finish your thoughts on these figures before we move on to Chris? I can't remember because I know it was like
only last thing I want to say, is that a drape cape? Did you mention that before?
It appears to be. Let's see. Let me go back and look at the photos. I mean, it's
it
draped
is.
in nicely, so I would think that it's a drape cape because this looks like the Batman Forever cape, that same type of material, and that's like a thicker drape cape. Because I was kind of looking at it the other day, and I was like, can I swap this out? But it's actually not bad at all.
I don't think you need to, and that's I was going to compliment the figure again. Like, you know, you look at Begins, which is one of my favorite suits, and damn, I had to put so much money into that to make it look decent, and then they give you this, and I don't think you have to do anything to it. I think it looks great.
Yeah,
you know, and I like the thicker material on a drape cape like that.
Yeah, it's very similar to like the '89 Batman material, especially like from the custom capes that I have. It's very similar to that. What's up, Calvin? Good to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. I think back row doesn't sell. Probably not. You're probably right. You know, and I always tell people that. A lot of people, you know, the biggest thing that I get so often is like, because I'm sure a lot of you guys know that I've worked with Topo on a few things. Everybody's like, oh, you should tell Topo to make this. And I'm like, unfortunately, as cool as that would be, they're not going to want to make that because not that many people are going to buy it. So it's like, I do agree. We always have to like keep that in the back of our heads. Like, and David, if you're not familiar, Mars Toys actually did the Bane from this movie. So if you want to get the Bane, and I begged Mars when he was first developing it. I begged him to do the frickin' bicep pose, and he actually did a swap out pair of arms that you could buy separately to hit that pose. I had to have it, bro. I'm like, that is what I want. I want him hitting that pose. So there is actually, you can get the figure, and then you can get the separate pair of arms to hit that pose, which is really
seamless
dope.
arms, right?
Yep, they're seamless. Yomo for 13 months, a hotline hottie. Thank you so much, my friend. And he says, what's up, everyone? Dropping the emojis. I hope you're doing well, bro. Always great to see you. Let's see. And then Big Doll Pound says, let's run it back for another 11 months. I appreciate you, bro. You guys are too kind tonight, dropping the love. I really do appreciate it. Trust me. When I see that number going up and up, I'm like, I can't believe these people want to give me their hard-earned money for this long. I really do appreciate it, guys. He says, Robin is a drape and Batman is wire. Oh, so Batman's does have wire in it. Okay. Well, I will say it sits pretty nicely. Apart from this, which I'm sure you can work on a little bit. Apart from that little gap on the shoulders, which bothers the shit out of me, which is part of the reason why I love drape capes. I think it drapes pretty nicely apart from that. It looks very similar to the Batman Forever cape. I don't know if you can confirm that, Batman Collectibles. I'm sure you have the Val Kilmer Batman. Maybe you can confirm the similarities there, but yeah. Chris, I'm sure your thoughts on this will probably be brief until I show the pictures of the suits, and then I know how you are with the accuracy stuff, but do you have any thoughts on these at all? I already know they're not on your radar.
I mean, I got a couple thoughts as far as like just outside looking in, because you know, I have like no skin with Batman whatsoever, and the closest thing I think I ever got to Batman and Robin was animation. I don't care for Robin's suit or his like the colors. That's just me personally. Like I don't know, just weird to me. And it could be some people's favorite, but if I was like just looking at somebody's suit, that not interesting. Batman, however, if it's supposed to be blue, I'm curious to see that because I know nothing about this stuff. But the all black look in this figure form, that looks pretty sick to me. Like being Batman, like in looking that stealthy, I think it looks pretty cool. And like the cut finish, I know people mentioned like the nipple joke already, but like it is a pretty cool like how the suit cuts and you can see like all the musculature built into it and stuff like that. But
yeah, I like the nipples. Hey, quote me. I don't care. Quote me.
Strike two.
All right.
You've already been quoted on that with the Conan figure.
Oh yeah,
you're like, and I really like the nipples.
Was that? Oh no, it wasn't Conan. It was Frank Dukes. Because I was like, yeah, they
Was
did a
it?
great job painting the nipples.
Look,
You
he
know?
said
Yeah.
about Wolverine too when he was
Yeah.
showing us this stuff. He's like,
Hey,
this looks exactly
all the detail
like you,
matters,
Batman.
bro. Nipples, it don't
This man
matter.
knows his
like-
nipples.
Hey, he's just out here studying nipples. That's all I'm.
his Batman Forever costume also has nipples.
But
A little less pronounced, but it has nipples.
yeah,
Nonetheless.
I like the. It's not. There's not a lot of colors in it. Like there's not a mix of yellow. It's just straight black. I think it's stealthy. I like that.
Right.
Those are my thoughts.
That's crazy. That comment's going up and down real quick. Yeah, I mean, like I said, dude, like these suits to me are just so iconic, and you know what I got to thinking, and I'm gonna strike a nerve here because I know people want this suit so bad. The more I look at these, I'm like, I want a freaking Panther suit from Batman Forever, dude. I love that suit so much, and I know everybody's begging Yost to make it, and I would absolutely love to see that. But dude, I don't know why they picked the Sonar suit, but it's a beautiful suit. Don't get me wrong, but the Panther suit, come on now, bro. I really want that Panther suit so bad. But yeah. So Fig, we're gonna move on to you, and then again, once we hear your thoughts on these figures, and sorry, Flavio, you'll be able to go back and kind of share your thoughts on Robin. I kind of decided halfway through, let's just talk about both of them, but and anyone else that wants to share additional thoughts. But Fig, what are your thoughts on how these turned out? And I know, you and I were talking about the suit color, and I think you kind of lean in the direction of Chris and Mike, where you're like, I kind of like them in black. I think they look good, and it doesn't bother me too much. So kind of share your thoughts on that. Any additional thoughts you have on that from what we've talked about, and how do you feel about how these turned out?
Well, the backstory starting off, I completely missed the era of the Keaton verse, basically. Like I missed all of that. Like I got into the game like after animated. Batman Forever was my first like introduction into superhero live action. And I enjoyed it as a kid because, it's fun, a lot of lights, colors, a lot of cool action, little corny jokes that you enjoy as a kid.
Yep.
So that was fun to me, but I always knew that this wasn't something that was serious, something to be taken serious. It was just something to enjoy as a kid, like a cartoon. So move forward, Batman and Robin comes out. I'm like, okay, Robin's the same actor. Okay, I like this.
Yeah.
But Batman switches. I'm like, what's going on? And then I seen little remnants of Keaton. So I was like 3 different guys in my childhood that I seen play Batman, but every single other character, Commissioner Gordon, Alfred, Robin, like all these characters are the same. It just threw me off. It was like, it made Batman, no offense, kind of like a whore to me. You know what I'm saying? So it was so disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, why can't one guy can be continuity for this character? Like everybody else is the same. Anyways, that's whatever. But let's move on to the figures. It reminds me of something Blue Tattoo said earlier. I want to harp on that. He said, do we want to go for screen accuracy or prop accuracy? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the real question, because Hot Toys usually plays both lines depending on what they want to go with.
They do. Yeah.
And I'm at a place where I'd rather get it how it looks on the screen. Like, that's the kind of guy I am. Like, the suit sure looks, blue. Like you and me argued down on that. Oh, do they look blue? Do they not look blue? And I'm of the thought that they're black. Mostly they're black, both of them. But there are slight touches of blue to both of them that give them that, plus lighting, of course. The lighting and the light color too, So
Yeah.
Hey, all I'm saying.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Let the man speak.
No, I'm just saying, like, I do believe it's at least 85% black suits. You know what I mean? At least. And if you know colors, black being the most dominant paint color, that when you involve that much of it and it looks this much black, I still consider them black suits, just like a different shade of black. With a blue touch, like you said, a blue finish or a tinge of ice blue, something like that to give it a little more flavor. But, I mean, to be honest with you, I will get this Robin eventually. Not the Batman, but the Robin, because that was my favorite character when I was younger. And I'm hoping Yost makes a Redbird. If he makes a Redbird, then I'm going in on Robin and creating like a little shrine. That's like all I gotta say about that. That's my hope.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, well said, dude. And like, you know, like I said earlier, like you kind of pick and choose. And for me, I was someone who was always infatuated with Robin's costume, and I was familiar with how it looked behind the scenes. And you know, for me, and you know, Blue Tattoo also prefers like the screen accurate look where it looks black in most scenes. For me, I'm like, but I could also myself, let's say, you know, I'll reveal to you my plans here soon, but let's say I have suits that look like the actual screen used costumes. Then I could light it in a way where it kind of mimics how they look on screen, but you can see that where the light plays off of that blue paint on the suit. That's something that means something to me. And again, this whole conversation, I want to preface it with saying, I know it's not going to mean something to everybody. And honestly, for most people, majority of people, I haven't seen too many people upset about this in the comments. You do see people pointing out the color of the red on Robin, because that's not the correct color of red. It's supposed to be like a more pinkish, like crimson color. But again, like black and red is still a great combo. So for a lot of people, they don't give a shit. They're like, it looks awesome. And I totally understand that. And I agree. They still look cool. Like, you can't deny it. Batman in all black, like Batman's usually black, you know, his suits are always black in most of these films. So it looks great in this setting. But again, it just depends on how you pick and choose what bothers you and what you can accept and what you're happy with. You know what I mean? So
Gotta remember, he is the shadows.
right. So it certainly works how Hot Toys did it. It's just when in my collection, I kind of want to set them apart and be reminded of the goofiness of the costume design in these films and how they just kind of went all out and did their own thing with these. And that's just something that means something to me. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to mean something to everybody. And I totally respect those that are happy with how it is. You know what I mean? But well said. I'm going to pull up the photos now that I've been referring to this whole time.
I got a question too, or like a thought. Do you think they did like that blue color? And if you're saying when you watch the film it looks black, that they pulled like, you know, a Vader with the two-tone on the mask, or
absolutely,
Ghostface robe had the sparkle, you know, so the light would hit it, and it
100%, because it's a dark film in a lot of scenes. So 100% they painted them that way to play with the camera and the lighting. 100%. Like they didn't just say like, yeah, let's make these suits blue because that would be cool. Like they 100% they painted them that way to play with the lighting and stuff. So that's why on camera, if you're looking for it, you could see where the light reflects off of it and it has that blue finish on it. But 100%, yeah, they certainly painted them that way for a reason.
I feel like they did that a lot back then.
Yeah, I mean, the Schumacher films in general were just like
Michael Myers, the gray or green, you know, jumpsuit and stuff.
Right,
all
so
the lighting.
exactly.
Lighting's for sure.
And I want to pull this quick review up so we can dispel like, oh, maybe it's just Hot Toys photos and they actually are blue. So this is a video. Shout out to the Figure Hideout as always. This is his video. By the way, very clever how they made Robin's mask removable for the rolling eyeballs instead of just saying, oh, sorry, we can't do the rolling eyeballs. I love, that's a great bit of engineering on this figure, which I think is very cool. Yep. Also, the packaging is awesome, just like the Batman Forever packaging. But yes, you can clearly see in this video, you know, they're black. So it's not like a thing of like lighting or anything in the Hot Toys photos. And it's weird when you look at the prototype for Robin specifically, it's like they edited the photos to make it appear like it had that blue finish, but I don't think it ever did, honestly. Because I even remember, and I was talking to Fig about this, like a guy that I've been watching on YouTube for years who had Robin's screen used costume. He only had like the upper body and the thighs. He didn't have everything. Even when he collects Hot Toys, and when he was reacting to the announcement of the Robin figure, he even said in his video, oh, you could see the ice blue finish, because he thought it had it because they edited the photos. Obviously, we assumed that they wouldn't do that, but unfortunately, it seems like they do that every now and then. They just edit the photos to make it look a bit more accurate, or like people are saying.
The lighting.
Yeah. It's probably how they edited the photos or lit the photos. However they did it, it appeared like it had that ice blue finish like it has on the screen used costume. But I love all the little gadgets that come with these figures. They're very 90s props. Like you could see that in the prop design. It's just so cool. And like, look at all the stuff Robin comes with. And these weren't very expensive figures either. So I think they come with just as much as they need to come with. And one bit of credit I do want to give them, is I think that the arms actually sit pretty close to the body, which I like, because not that the Batman Forever figures weren't able to do that, but I think they got it a little bit closer on this one. Because I'm sure you guys know a lot of people have modded a lot of these older Batman figures to like shave down, and even with Superman, I mean, the Cavill Superman was the most guilty of that. His arms were just like this, you know?
Well, and also a lot of the times with those rubber style suits, they tend to just want to bounce back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. And it doesn't look like to be the case with these. In all the videos and photos I've seen, it seems like they sit really nicely. I'll never use these bases as cool as they look. They're much bigger in person than they appear on video. But yeah, so I wanted to preface these photos showing you this video, just saying like, hey, it's not lighting in the Hot Toys release photos. Neither one of these suits are blue. And now I want to show you the photos that I've been referring to this whole time. So give me 1 second. Let me pull these up. Let's see. All right. So this is not like a behind the scenes, or this is not like a photo of the screen use costume outside of them taking photos for the film. But I like this photo here because you can kind of see that like blue finish to the suit with the way that the light is bouncing off of it. But again, as you get close up, you could see, so that's obviously black, right? You could see this suit is painted blue, and you could see throughout the suit as you look like on different spots where it's been worn over the years. And it's really telling when you look at the back of the cape, you could see where the paint has worn off, and it's actually, you could see the black underneath. Here's some more shots of them. Again, I liked these because the suit looks more black here. Same with this photo here. You can see how the light's bouncing off it. Suit looks black. This shot looks a little bit more blue. Again, Chris talked about how the lighting plays into a factor and how maybe they painted that way for that reason. And I think these photos prove that. Here's a close-up of the suit, of the belt. You could see it's painted blue. Like it's crazy. Like as you get here, you could see where the blue has rubbed off down to the base color of black of the suit for whatever. I think these suits were polyurethane. I think that's what they were made of. But you could see it's like a midnight blue. And also another thing I want to point out, the entire cape is painted blue as well. So the outside of the cape, the inside liner of the cape is also painted blue. Here's a close-up of the gauntlets. You could see, even in the wrinkles where it's worn over the years, or maybe as they were filming, you could see the black kind of showing through here and there. But yeah, the entire suit is painted blue, which is pretty crazy because I never knew this, especially specifically Batman's suit. I never knew his suit was painted blue. Now it's not as obvious on this one, but you could see kind of the wear marks of where the blue paint has faded away, where the cowl was kind of rubbing probably during filming. But another thing I really like about looking at screen use suits is you see these customizers making capes for like Batman Returns and stuff, and they have that texture on them. And a lot of these capes, if you look very closely up, you could see that. It's really cool to see. But yeah, dude,
yeah,
so this is
great, man. That's really cool. They definitely painted them blue as a filmmaking technique, so that they pop against all the black, like you guys said. But they're meant to be black in the world they're in, but to show up on camera the way they wanted, they give them that blue, almost like a metallic midnight blue, like you said.
Yeah. Now this one, so this is obviously Robin's suit, and these photos are from Chris Stanley. His name is Cosplay Chris on YouTube. He has 2 channels. This is literally the suit that he had in person. He doesn't own it anymore, but there's a video of him talking about like the ice blue finish, whatever. But also he did a video where he literally put his friend in the suit. His friend's like got a really super slender build, and it fit amazing on him. And obviously that was very scary because these suits do crack. And you could see on the example that Chris had, there's like where the cape pops into the neck to hold the cape on. There's like cracks around those little holes, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, you could see here as you zoom in, it's very subtle, but you could see that ice blue finish. And then there's like the black where like the gauntlets would go and stuff where there's no paint there. And what this is, it's a wetsuit. Chris said it's a wetsuit, and they glued the armor portions, like I guess you would call it armor, onto the wetsuit.
Mm.
So it's very interesting. And you could obviously see the Velcro there where like the cod piece goes over that. Now here's another thing. I actually saw quite a few people pointing this out in Hot Toys Post. The inside of the cape is actually supposed to be like a dark maroon color, which on the Hot Toys version it's not. Which is interesting because they got it right on the Batman Forever Robin. Like the inside of his cape is supposed to be like a mustard color, and they actually did that on the cape. So again, very strange that like these details were left out. Like I get, okay, so like if they're going for like screen accurate, I understand that, but the inside of the cape, I would think they would at least like do that because that's still like a feature of the suit. But obviously this is a different suit. This one went up for auction like through the UK prop store. I think it was a couple years ago now. So these are different shots of that suit, but it's such a beautiful suit, man. That's why I was like always so obsessed with this suit. So you could see, again, this is a different suit, but you can see how that cape is mounted. And again, the cape, outside of the cape on this one is also painted blue. And there's Chris's suit where you could see like cracks in the polyurethane. Again, like the fact that he put it on his friend is like so scary to me because I can't imagine. I can't recall if he ever said what he actually paid for the suit originally. Yeah, pretty crazy, man. That's crazy.
Tax bracket kind of play.
Yeah, that's wild because that could have fell apart very easily.
For real.
Y'all think Hot Toys was like overly caking up the suit? No, they were not.
Damn, look at the yeet.
You don't remember when they're suiting up? You don't remember when they're suiting up the ass?
Yeah, it's like yeah, that little yeah, zooms in on the nipples, zooms in on the cheeks, yeah, and it has that little like sound effect in the background. Yeah, dude. So there's the mask. Which I believe the mask was also polyurethane or some other type of durable material because Chris was saying that they used something a bit more durable in this as well. So it held up better over time. But again, also painted that same like ice blue finish just to kind of, again, differentiate it on screen because the scenes were so dark. But yeah, dude, just really cool to go back and look at. And by the way, these gauntlets, these are not screen used gauntlets. These are like made just to kind of complete the look for the purposes of this sale. So that's why they're black because you can see these aren't painted. But yeah, dude, really, really cool. So again, I want to follow this up by saying, I understand a lot of people want it, how it looks on screen. For me, I had such an obsession and an infatuation with this suit in particular since I was a kid. So I'm actually getting both of these suits repainted to recreate what they actually look like, behind the scenes. And, what I'm very, cool. Yeah, dude, I can't wait. Excuse me. I can't wait because I'm going to get, I'm going to try to light it in a way where it replicates some of those like screen use photos that we saw where like the press photos that they take. And I'm very curious to see how the lighting plays with that when I get them repainted. But again, on Robin's suit, you could see where the cowl kind of pulled off and you could see where the paint has worn away. It's just really cool to go back and look at because a lot of the Michael Keaton costumes have like all but disintegrated, which is wild. Mm-hmm. Now here's a screen use photo that I wanted to put in here again, kind of going along with Fig's point, where on screen in a lot of these darker scenes, especially the suits look black, which here very much so they look black, just like the Hot Toys figures look. Still, though, I would argue that the red that they chose is definitely off. It's way too dark. But the other colors, absolutely in these scenes here, for all intents and purposes, apart from that little blip of light there on his shoulder, they look black. So I don't know if you. He said, what about the ice battle suits in this film? The black and silver ones. I love those suits. I would love to see Hot Toys go back and do those as well. Those little like silver details all over the suit. Those suits are badass. I really like them. But yeah, I hope you guys find this interesting, because we've been talking about it for quite a bit. Fig, Flavio, and I've been talking about it with other people. And I think it's cool, and whether it bothers you or not, or whether you're happy with what Hot Toys did, it's always cool to go back and look at these screen use costumes and see how they held up. And I highly recommend checking out Cosplay Chris. He doesn't do that many videos on that channel anymore, but on his Chris Stanley channel, he did do a video. He does these Where Are They Now videos, and he talked about like where a lot of the Mr. Freeze suits. Of course, some of you might know Arnold has one. I think I read somewhere where he has a contract where he pays $1 a year to keep the suit in his house. Yeah. But Chris did a great job at showing, like, of course, he talked about the suit he had, other suits, because obviously there's never just one suit. In most cases, there's suits that Chris O'Donnell wore, the stunt double wore, maybe some pieces they shared. There's a whole world of stuff you got to look into with like screen use props and everything. But
I think we could agree Hot Toys cut corners on these.
Yeah, and again, like, I think at face value, I think they look pretty good. It's just, again, for personal preference, I would like to have seen them attempt the blue finish. Because here's the thing. As we were talking about this, I was like, let me see if they did a good job on the Batman Forever figures, if I just accepted it for what they were. And honestly, the finish on the Sonar suit is really good. It has that, like, metallic sheen. And the Robin suit colors are very good too, and they have that bit of a metallic sheen. So I think they did a great job on the Batman Forever suits in terms of coloring. But he said, if you look at the ice armor on Batman, it's the same bat suit in Batman Forever with black silver. Yeah, with those like extra accents and everything added. Like I said, I love those suits. I think they look great. If I could paste it, that's crazy. I'm just seeing these cheeked up comments and but yeah, guys, pretty interesting like little movie history there that kind of spiraled from talking about some Hot Toys figures. I know we've been talking about these figures forever, so I do want to move on, but I hope some of you guys found that interesting, and I'm sorry if I was being the Debbie Downer about the colors of the suit. Like I said, I am nipping the problem in the butt for me, and I'm getting them repainted, and I can't wait to share with you guys, and then you guys can determine from there how you feel about the suits after they've been repainted to look like the actual screen-accurate suits. Moving on, though, to our next figure, and we're not going to spend much time on this at all, and I want to go back to a comment that Fig makes a lot, because I think that rings so true with this figure. In 2026, we shouldn't have a single figure without rolling eyeballs, and I think it rings true with this one, and this is a figure that a lot of us always wanted, and what am I doing, bro? How did this... I swear I just had the Nightwing video. What happened? Did I just, like... Am I crazy? Did I just fast forward or something? Here.
No, it was there.
Whoops.
Schumacher
so,
was with you.
Yeah, right. It's like, you don't show this figure. It has no rolling eyeballs. But I think the figure looks like the prototype. It's just, why does it not have rolling eyeballs? Because it's not like it's like the cheapest figure on the block. This is a Sideshow exclusive, by the way. I think it was limited to 2,000. It's still not in stock, but it's up for pre-order still. And has no rolling eyeballs, and I think this guy was what, like 280. So I think for 280 they could have swung rolling eyeballs on this one, especially because they could have made like the hair piece pop off or something. They could have done something to make this work, or even make it accessible from the inside, because it would have been very easy for them. So this is a figure. I'm just messing up everything tonight. This is a figure that I'm picking up. I'm almost tempted to like cancel my order and wait for it to go in stock to get a better deal, because I know this figure is going to sit until the end of time. But I think he looks great, and it's especially with like the Arkham Origins Batman coming out. I just picked up the XE suit. I would love to display this with those figures. And I've always wanted a Nightwing figure. And I think this would look really cool. It's just a shame that they cut some corners with this one. No rolling eyeballs. You really limit yourself, especially for such an acrobatic character. It kind of limits you on what you could do with it. But that's all I have to say about it. I don't know if you guys have any comments on this figure at all. Again, this is just like a quick little video from the figure hideout I wanted to bring up, but it's a bit unfortunate. Yes, the ultimate corner cutting with this one. And again, like, this is one of those situations I think it's too little too late. People were begging for this years ago, and they showed a prototype years ago, and it's like they just pulled that prototype out of the vault, made a couple paint updates, and called it a day, which, you know, it is what it is. But do any of you guys want to comment on this one? I know probably won't spend too much time on this one. It did just release early this morning, and I'm very curious to see the rollout of this one, because it is a Sideshow exclusive. Is anybody picking this one up? Probably not. I'm probably one of their 10 people that pre-ordered this one out of the 2,000 available.
I wanted to at one point, but I did.
Yeah.
So you said 2,000 available, but this wasn't marked as a limited release, right?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Oh, it was. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was getting shadowed on a lot.
It was shadow dropped too that day, and then it just never waited.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Yeah, I think I'm trying to think of the last figure without rolling eyeballs, and I think it might be Mace Windu.
Oh, dude, don't remind me.
The disrespect.
I know. But at least there they could like make an excuse because he doesn't have a hair. You know, he doesn't have hair. They want to give you a seamless neck and all that. But look
at the Rock, though. You know, look at the Rock.
Yeah, there's always a way to figure something out. But now let's work on magnets. Maybe I don't even know if I'm sold on that technology, but no, he should have rolling eyes in 2026.
Yeah, like I want to show you a pose that makes no sense to me, right? Like, how much cooler would this be if you have him like slightly looking up like that? Like,
right.
Like again, not to keep quoting Fig, but like Fig has said that so many times, and like that's like the thing that he harps on the most, and I totally agree with it. It's like you didn't know what you were missing until it became like a common feature, and then you're like, shit, I need it for everything. And you got third-party companies doing rolling eyeballs, so there's no excuse. And it's such a shame because I love the suit and I think the figure looks good. I think the posing is going to be extremely limited. The suit looks very tight on his body, but it's a shame. I think the figure itself looks good for all intents and purposes, but it just looks dated. That's the best way to describe it. It looks dated. Like I like what Zombie said. It looks like they just took the figure and didn't add like the necessary modern improvements. Yeah.
Yeah, they could have given us that zigzag hair cutout piece that they've been doing a lot recently. Where not the whole thing comes off, but just like that piece.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea, Blue.
Or even the mask, just like the new Robin. Just pop the mask off.
That'd be cool.
I love that. Like I said, I love that. That's like Hot Toys not making excuses and saying, what can we do to give this figure rolling eyeballs? So then you see that and you're like, why couldn't they do it for this one? Because crazy thing is, this came out after that. This was announced after that figure. No, I agree. I think the head sculpt looks awesome. I totally agree, bro. Like, it looks like he does in the game. It's just, with those rolling eyeballs, with an acrobatic character like Nightwing, that's a sick setup right there. I do love that, to make it look like it's, like, spinning in his hand. That's really dope. But, yeah, I just think rolling eyeballs need to be a commonplace for every single figure now. It just adds so much. And, again, like, poses like this, how weird does that look? Like, dude, are you fighting the ground or are you fighting a person in front of you? You know what I mean? His eyes should be, like, pushed up. You know what I mean? So, great point from Fig, and I'm glad that he and other people continue to harp on that because it is a necessity. But I'm sure we don't have much else to say about this one. Again, I do believe that this is going to be a very, very stiff suit. I'm betting on it. Totally betting on it.
It's sad they didn't hit us with one of those last minute updates like InArt with like.
I was hoping for it. I agree, because it was pointed out, bro. A lot of people pointed it out. They're like, you want to charge $280 for something with no rolling eyeballs? Trust me. So MB Dyson, you kind of opened up a precursor for the topic we're about to talk about, and that's the Batman Returns suit. And a lot of us have this suit in hand. I've talked to a lot of friends about it, and I was like, sharing them what experience I had with mine. Mine didn't have any of this damage on it, but what it did have was like little tiny bubbles under the finish, which the way I looked at that, I was like, that's way better than what other people are experiencing. Now, shout out to S-Beam. This is his photo, and I want to preface this by saying I imagine, based on what this damage looks like, he probably had the arm like kind of tilted up a little bit, and it stuck to itself. That's the only thing I could think of. I don't know, but regardless of what he did, this suit is extremely fragile, extremely fragile. I mean, I'll give you an example. For mine, a buddy of mine was like, hey, dude, you should put foam under the belt. And I already knew, I heard from Justin's video that he was saying that, like, just from him pressing on the belt while he was handling the figure, it, like, dug into the suit and permanently damaged it. So my buddy told me to put foam under the belt the other day. I looked under my belt, and there was, like, imprints deep into the suit. And so I was like, okay, like I have this 1 millimeter foam that I put like under my Jazz Inc. vehicles, wheels and stuff, because I like stained my shells and sometimes it wants to stick to those. So like, just to be careful, I put it under there, and I put it under the belt and it did heal. But the thing is if it digs into that finish at all, like permanently damages, it's not going to heal, because whatever they coated this figure in, it is like paper mache. It just like, it cannot handle any sort of handling whatsoever. So I'm not trying to convince you guys to cancel your figure. I'm just saying, if you are getting this, just know this is not fixed. Sideshow units, just like this one, have this issue. You're going to have to be very careful with this. If I were you, plan to buy this, putting it in a museum pose, unless you don't care about it getting damaged. This is, like, to me, inexcusable. Here's, like, some more shots here from S-Beam. Just completely, again, I mentioned the belt digging into the suit. He does have some of the bubbling. This is like a little bit more severe than mine. But again, I just wanted to point out, guys, like, this is what we're dealing with here. You can see where the belt dug in there. That's the damage that Justin had talked about in his video. Very, very unfortunate for my favorite Batman. This is what we have to deal with. So anybody that's picking this, he said, looks like a young Mads Mikkelsen. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to. Not something I would want, but certainly. Daly says it's unacceptable for the price we pay, and I totally agree. And not to get you guys all riled up, I did just want to kind of quickly share this with you guys. If anybody had any comments on this, feel free to share. But yeah, unacceptable. And if you're picking this figure up, proceed with extreme caution. That's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm worried. What can I say? I mean, I have the 89, and I always knew that I wanted to get the returns. And at that point, when the 89 came out, I was like, well, you know, you could go backwards, but that one has the door on the back of the cowl. So I was like, you know, it's a cool figure, but I wanted them to update it. And I just really don't understand what happened here. Like, where's the disconnect with the materials that are at play in 2026? I mean, you know, you didn't get the 89 correctly done. You know, it was too texturized, but luckily it was like most rubber suits that it has kind of like a space in between it. So when you articulate it, it's not, you know, too bad, you know, on the figure. You know, it will get messed up if you leave it like that in a long pose. But this is just like, this is basically shrunk down into 1/6 what happens, Connor, to a polyurethane suit on set after over time. Like, it's literally like that rubbery overlay on a like a swimsuit. And it's crazy what's happening, and unfortunate what's happening to a lot of collectors out there. Like, you can't, I heard there's some people that are getting it just right out of the box, maybe not this bad, but right out of the box, and they're having blemishes and stuff, or like, you know, lifting on that outer layer. And that shouldn't be happening in 2026, especially if we're talking about, you know, we're competing with other companies for, you know, perfection and striving for accuracy and this and that. I think, honestly, what should happen, and, you know, it's never happened in my collecting lifetime, they should do a Tony Stank. There should be a complete recall. They should take everything back. They should fix it. They should revise it. And I think everybody should be able to have, you know, their free ticket of a replacement copy with no questions or any you know,
none of that generic email like, oh, there's some in our warehouse.
No,
just like this.
No, there shouldn't even be any question. You know, you guys are seeing this. You know, Sideshow's group, I'm sure they see it. So it's like, come on, guys, you guys can't neglect what's happening out there to people's, you know, money, because this stuff ain't cheap, man. You know what I mean? And it, you know, like my boy Brick said, and like we were talking before, you know, it's not if you get lucky and you get it and there's no issues. It's like, what happens 2 or 3 months?
What happens when you slip up and your fingernail nicks the suit? Like, you're done.
Oh my God. Like, my Batman's jacked up, you know, like, you're screwed.
Yeah.
He's going to look horrible. And then what are you going to do on the resale? Nobody's going to want to buy it. People are going to be scared to buy it on the aftermarket. This figure is literally at a stalemate. I don't think anything's going to happen with it. It's not going to go up. It's not going to go down in price, because it's probably not going to want to move.
Yeah. And I've told, like, I was talking to, shout out to John from Off the Racks. I was talking to him about it. I'm like, dude, this thing is going to be a nightmare for retailers. And I showed him, like, the issues I had with mine. I'm like, I'm not going to complain about mine, because, like, these tiny little bubbles here and there under the suit, that's minute compared to stuff like this. And obviously this probably didn't come out of the box that way, but it shouldn't have happened regardless. I don't care how he was posing it. The Batman 89 suit wouldn't do this. So
No,
it's 100% a design flaw. It's a shame, because it's like we got the 89 Batman with the old man's nutsack texture on the suit, and then we got this with whatever finish they used on the suit. Like, it's like, why are you doing this to Michael Keaton, my favorite Batman? Why do I have to put up with this shit?
it's almost, it almost seems also like it could be like a chemical, like, reaction to the material. Like
yeah,
it's like, you know
like
what I mean? Like,
Blue said,
like Blue said, like he said,
Okay.
it seems like it didn't, and I think that's 100% what it is. And I saw somebody, they took like a sticker or something, like an adhesive sticker, and just peeled the rest of the finish off just to make it look uniform, and it worked. But you shouldn't have to do that. And this gives me huge flashbacks. And Batman Collectibles is asking, like, do you think they'll recall this and replace them? I don't know, dude. They should. They should, but, you know, they rarely ever would make an official announcement. They didn't do that with Batman Begins. They just started sending Sideshow matte suits. That's all they did. And this is giving me flashbacks of that 100%. And
but you don't think this is as bad as the Tony Stank situation? Like, everybody.
No, I think it's worse, because the Tony Stank situation is just the sculpt likeness wasn't as good as it was supposed to be. This is like condition issues. This is worse than that,
And
in my opinion.
you'd think they'd learn their lesson, like, because I know their bat flick, like the 1.0, that whole suit had flaking problems down the line too.
Oh,
With
horrible,
how thin
horrible.
the material is, and just
Oh, the first BVS.
Yeah.
how that
Oh,
just
yeah.
flaked away and stuff too. So,
Yeah. I'd buy that for $1.
Oh
dude,
man,
that's freaking. I mean, like Flavio was saying, he basically hit the nail on the head with the whole thing. Like, if you're a collector buying something like this and you're super happy at being your favorite thing, and then you open that happens, regardless, like you said, if you got it the very first day and you put it on the shelf after you unbox it, pose it, and then you go to show somebody and you see that extent of damage and you're like, dude, just got this, I'd be pretty upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, MB. Same type of scenario, bro. You'd be just as mad, you know?
Dude,
and Valk, again, like, I'm not trying to get people to cancel, but here's the thing. If you're going to cancel this, do not just lose your NRD. You need to reach out to Sideshow and say, because this is happening, I want my NRD back. There's no way they could tell you no on that, because this is not what you pre-ordered. You pre-ordered what you thought was going to be a quality figure, and if you have to deal with this, you should get your NRD back. So please don't just blanket cancel if you're letting go of this figure. Reach out to them and say, I would like to cancel and get my NRD back because of these issues. And if you have to take these photos, or you could just Google Hot Toys Batman Returns. That's how I found these photos. You don't have to look hard, you know what I mean? You don't have to look hard. So
yeah,
and if you are returning it, if you're returning it back to Sideshow, make sure that you have them pay for the shipping. Because if you're not specific about why you're sending it back, sometimes you have to pay for return shipping. So make sure you don't pay for that either.
Yeah. And JB, I agree. I would say that it's certainly worse, because the Batman Begins was like they just got the finish wrong. This is the finish, and the suit itself is getting permanently damaged. So 100% agree.
And then it's like also like you want to think about like, okay, is there like this thing is going through so many different climate changes right now in the months that we're in. Like, does that play a factor? Like, you're hitting
probably makes
hot
it worse,
weather, you know, then super cold, like below zero weather, depending where you live, like coming from overseas, sitting in containers. Like, I don't know, man, but it's not good. And I'm telling you, I'm gonna fill my whole email up with uppercuts if they don't fix my shit.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Mine is. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have Fig call him on my behalf, because they don't play with Fig, bro.
Yeah,
they don't play with him, because they were trying. You know, I always quote that like generic email that they send. Like I told you, the arms on his Wolverine were literally pale in comparison to that skull. So it's like, and they were trying to tell him like, oh, we don't have anything in the warehouse that's any different. I hate that email so much, and I get it. Sometimes that's the case, but most of the times it's not. But yeah, Big Rib is saying like mine out of the box, he bent it once and it's peeling and cracking.
Oh,
like,
man.
like, dude, like that is unacceptable. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If they start issuing replacement suits and like a month down the line, something just magically happens to mine, I will be hitting them up 100%, because I'm not keeping some little crappy defunct product. Like, no way, bro. So again, guys, I don't want to spend too much more time on this, but all that to say, proceed with extreme caution. Fig, did you have anything you wanted to like close this out with on this topic? Because I know like this is something that we like to like pay attention to, because it's unfortunate when you see stuff like this. So
yeah, I was gonna say it's crazy, because when we look at the promo images or the promo shots, especially by Zord Photography, right?
Yeah,
you seen this Keaton figure doing all types of amazing poses, right? Legs bent, stomach bent.
Yeah.
Arms up, folded, everything, right? And you were given the impression that you're going to get a figure that you could really enjoy and do all types of cool things with, take all types of shots with, and it would last. It'll be something that would bounce back, or at least, the very least, slight creasing, you know?
Yeah.
And look at this. People are just folding for like probably like less than an hour, and it's falling apart. This is disgusting. I mean, this is becoming a recurring theme nowadays that I'm noticing. The more volume that Hot Toys is pumping out, the less the quality is starting to become. Like, I'm noticing some things they put 100% effort into, and it comes out great, unscathed. But a lot of things are falling through the cracks, especially with characters like this. Like, this is a legacy character. This character's been around for 30 plus years. This is ridiculous. Like, it should be one of their priorities, just like Scorched Alien was, which is like a brand new franchise. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to hold them accountable, because if Flavio always says, my guy Flavio, this is a 25-year company. They're the OGs. They set the standard. Well, it's time they show us they're setting the standard. They're pumping out volume and flexing all these IPs like they're the top dog. Show us that you're putting love and effort into these IPs as well, not just owning them.
Here and here's the other crazy thing: the 1.0 that's over 10 years old does not have this issue. So it's like, why are we having this issue now? You know what this reminds me of? It's like when the Joker, the Artisan Joker first dropped. Whatever reaction between that glue and the hair product caused the hair to fall out. Like,
I think that was
this is
very
like,
centralized, though. Still,
I'm sure that it was, but this is like a rookie mistake, is what this is here. This is a rookie mistake. Like,
you know. Sorry to cut you off. You know what the biggest problem with this is? Like, the line ends here. Basically, there's no point in trying to even think about making a Catwoman now or a Penguin.
Right, I wouldn't trust him to do it. And also, Yost is already making them, and I'm like, Yost, he might be new, and we don't know exactly what his... we have the seated Batman now, which I'm very happy with. We don't know what his figure is going to look like, but I can guarantee you he would not send them out of the factory this way. I could guarantee that. And by the way, thank you so much, Blue Tattoo, and very good advice. Hotline Heidi for 6 months, by the way. I appreciate you. Blue said, don't cancel this figure. If you have issues, get your money back and send that damaged figure back to Sideshow. 100% agree. They should be telling Hot Toys how many are there. Yeah, absolutely. Let them build up a pile, and then Hot Toys will be like, damn, we fucked up. And then maybe they will think twice about sending out a figure before testing it. It's like, you want me to think that they didn't pose the prototype and mess around with it? Like,
and
it's unfortunate.
A last thing to touch on what you said about the 1.0 and the 2.0, like the 1.0 not having these problems, but the 2.0 is. It seems like they're regressing. This is like touching on what I said, but it seems like they're regressing with things, materials sometimes.
Make them like they used to.
That's
so
not
houses and stuff. Cheaper,
exactly.
Build it faster, more production as they get
planned
more money,
obsolescence.
they can cheap out on different things.
It's planned
Where's the
obsolescence.
die accessories like it used to be, right? Wolverine claws, like why is that not die? Like it's all starting to create a thread now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because other companies are going the opposite, like using material, like third-party companies using actual leather and stuff. And the crazy part is, like, they simulate other materials, so when it's time to use a real material, and you said, I guess this is close to what it was in the film, if you know that it's a problem in 6-scale form, you do have the capability, because you do it with a lot of stuff, to simulate that material. Do it. We've seen them do it with, like, it not be pleather or leather, but they've used that soft sculpted plat. Like, there are tons of things they probably could have done. Yeah. Instead, they give you this thin layer over whatever they used, and it's just not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the prices keep rising.
Yeah. And Game Shift, I want to say this. There isn't, unfortunately. I have, like, my 89 Batman, if it had a more accurate suit that's like smooth and not full of those, I don't know where they got the reference for that, because there's no references that show the suit like that in 89. If it existed, I would buy it 100%, because I have what I believe to be the best possible 89 Cal you will ever see, which is the Unreal Customs one, which we all know the situation with them. But for all intents and purposes, my figure is perfect. The only thing it's missing is an accurate suit. So if anybody is making them, I would love to know, but I have not seen them myself. And OG said it, at about 100 releases a year, a bad figure represents the smallest percentage of QC issues. So, obviously Hot Toys, they have capabilities of doing great things, and they've shown that a lot recently. But then you have figures like this, and you're like, well, why Michael Keaton? Why can't you just do this to like an Iron Man? Not to say ruin a figure that someone else likes, but you get what I'm saying. It's like the most important characters, like Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man, and this. It's like they don't put their best foot forward.
And like more and more common,
right? And like the Human Torch, like they improved the shit out of that figure compared to what it looked like in the prototype. Why couldn't they do that for Michael Keaton, dude? Like,
that's
Predator stuff, the inaccuracy with some of the Predator stuff you've said.
Like, yeah, I mean, and to be fair, the Badlands Predators, I think they've done a pretty good job on those. But
me too.
And OG fan, OG fan, real quick, OG fan. This discussion is not to say Hot Toys sucks or anything like that. It's just to say I'd like to point out examples like this because this is an example of something that's totally unacceptable. And you got new collectors coming into the hobby that might be a big Michael Keaton fan and they don't watch YouTube or they're not on Facebook and they buy this figure. Imagine how they feel. This is their first experience with Hot Toys and they take this figure home and this happens to them. They're like, what the hell am I doing buying these figures? You know what I mean? So all I can do by saying this is hope that new collectors find this stream, or even veteran collectors who haven't gotten this figure in hand yet, who maybe haven't seen this issue. That's like the main point for me to have this conversation, is to point this out and let people know, if you don't have this yet, you have the opportunity to cancel it, or you have the opportunity to get it, and be very, very careful with it, because moving forward, you have no idea. Like Flavio said, that's great. Getting it through the door and putting it on your shelf that's part one. Part two is, what if you accidentally knock it over? Or what if you hit it with your fingernail? What's going to happen to the suit then? I can promise you, it doesn't matter how short of a fall it is. Let's say it just falls flat. Promise you, if it nicks anything, you're toast. So,
Yo, my last question is like, and I don't know too much. Like, I was just gonna say, I don't know if this guy answered it here. Is there any possible way to seal this suit?
So
without compromising the top layer, the articulation, and without the sealant being like cracking, like, or anything.
That's even crazy. We gotta talk about that.
I think this is here. Let me give you a scenario. I think
it is.
Let's say a customizer looks at this suit. This is what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to chemically, or it probably wouldn't even need chemicals. They could probably just use like adhesive, like the one dude did. Pull everything off in terms of the base, whatever clear coat they use to finish this thing, and they'd have to apply an entire new clear coat that's more durable. It's certainly doable. Certainly doable.
They would have to generally spank it. It's the only way.
Yeah, right. Before they apply the coating, they'd have to focus in on his cheeks, spank him, make sure that the suit can handle it, and then finish it. But and here's the thing, OG. Like, yes, certainly, but this is a what I would consider very much so a widespread issue. And the bubble thing, I'd never even seen that before I got my copy. That was like a new thing. Like mine, that was a new issue that I hadn't seen before. I immediately sent it to Fig. I was like, bro, what the fuck is going on with this figure? And he's like, see, that's the shit I'm talking about. But
that's crazy,
for real, like,
I do the same thing. I let my boxes get to like room temperature now, and that we're in a really cold.
Look, I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Like,
dude, you gotta bake the figure.
I'm not.
Before you
this isn't a fish. I'm not acclimating it to new water. I want to open my $400 action figure and just play with it. You know what I mean?
You know the point you were saying earlier, right? You were saying that with a Human Torch, they do the updates and touch-ups, right, to make it great, right? I'm noticing it's always these characters that are definitely going to get 3.0s, 4.0s, 5.0s. It's always these legacy characters that they leave something off the table with. The other characters that are less likely for a 2.0 and 3.0, they're going to give it their all. They're going to make it great because they know they want you to buy it now because you're probably never going to get it again.
Yeah. Howard's like, buddy, it's Michael Keaton. They're not going to return it. Okay, we got the sale. But
you feel me?
But yeah, it is weird. Obviously, it's probably just a coincidence. I don't know. But all of the legacy characters, not all of them, some of the figures have been good. But Michael Keaton and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man specifically, every single time. The black suit, yes, it got drastically improved. But that's only because Nick's Collectibles and Riley were in the comments every single time begging them to fix it. I guarantee you if that never happened, they would have never fixed anything. So yes, they did improve that figure quite a bit. But
Anakin pleather, Vader pleather.
Yeah.
It's a trend.
Yeah. Marlinoid says, I unboxed my original Star-Lord and the coat evaporate. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. That's a common one. Even with the Volume 2 Star-Lord, I sold mine before mine started flaking because I'm like, if I breathe on this thing wrong, it's going to flake. Meanwhile, my Wolverine Last Stand and Blade is still flawless. It's a roll of the dice what materials they use. Absolutely. I mean, certainly sometimes they choose better pleather than others on certain figures. Like Han Solo's actual waist belt is flaking on my A New Hope Han Solo, at least it started to. But the gun belt, whatever pleather they chose on there is strong. It's very good quality pleather. So certainly it depends on what material they choose, even within the same material. What's up, Gabe? Another hotline hottie. He says, we paid too much on these figures to fix it for Hot Toys. And I agree. I totally agree. I don't care who the brand is. This shouldn't be a problem with anyone. Shouldn't be a problem with anyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
instead of them putting out a post about Common Rider or the next Cos baby, they should be freaking putting out a statement on Facebook saying we're taking this shit back. Like, get out of here.
Dude, Red Priest, as someone who uses Mod Podge a lot, I would never, ever attempt that. No way.
That's why I was asking, because I wasn't sure if that was an option or not, but...
Absolutely not. Mod
That's where I
Podge...
thought you were headed, bro. And I was
number one, Mod Podge, you have to apply it very thinly or you will see streaks in it as it hardens.
It'll turn like clear or like white.
Even the matte Mod Podge does have a great finish, and it's a great tool if you have pleather that you think is about to flake or it starts to flake to seal it.
Yeah.
But I would argue against this. If you're going to get this refinish, if it really is that important to you and you want to make this work for this figure, I would go to a professional and have them, again, strip the stock, clear coat, and completely recoat it. That's the only thing that's going to save it. I mean, Angelus could be an option. Again, I can't recommend that because I don't want. Connor told me to put this on my suit and it ruined it. I don't know how it's going to react with what's on the suit. So I'm not. There's no. Shout out to Pedro Lopez. This is not hashtag hotline confirmed. I am not telling you to coat your suit.
Connor told me to spank it in the whole.
This is just gonna be my battle damaged return.
We're doing science fair projects with these figures.
Yeah. Put it in a volcano and put some baking soda and let it erupt, and that'll fix the suit. No, but again, guys, we're gonna move on. But proceed with extreme caution. I'll read this last comment from Lake Studio. By the way, what's up, Lake? Lake says, on the topic of QC, I recently got my DX Artisan Anakin, and he has a QC problem on the lip. They didn't add enough paint, so I had to correct it. I'm lucky that I know how to paint. Yes, exactly. I mean, if you know how to fix it, like stuff like this, you might just like kind of look past it because you're like, shit, I'll just do it myself. You know what I mean? And I'm pretty good at like repairing Predator figures. A lot of the Predator figures you get on secondary market, like the black on the nails and stuff is peeling off, and I'm like an expert at repairing Predator figures, but I don't have the talent to do face skin paint, so that's awesome that you're capable of doing that. But something that I'm very excited to talk about, and obviously we're not going to have like a full in-depth discussion because this hasn't been officially announced with all of the photos and everything, but just a quick little reaction to what we're seeing here. Guys, how many times have I talked about this Dumbledore? Probably so many times that I've annoyed you, but here we are. We heard not long ago there's a rumor that the next two pre-orders were coming much sooner than expected for this and the 78 Superman and Clark Kent 2-pack, so expect that to be probably in the next month or less. But we have our Richard Harris Dumbledore. Now, I've seen a lot of people comment on the fact that this is licensed to the Chamber of Secrets. Fig and I were talking about this, which he pointed out a great point. We saw this over 3 years ago with Fawkes the Phoenix, so that told us, and other accessories specific to what we saw in the Chamber of Secrets. So that doesn't surprise me. Also, I love this outfit. I think this outfit is beautiful. At face value, I saw some people saying it wasn't accurate. There's two things I want to comment on that could potentially look different when we have additional photos. So I want to give it the benefit of the doubt there. Number one, in this shot here, the color of the robe looks a little bit too dark. It's supposed to be a little bit lighter colored, but that is 100% something that could completely change with lighter photos, like with better lighting. Another thing that Fig and I, when we were kind of like really dissecting this, is the pattern on the sleeves. If you look at the actual screen used costume, it almost has like a sheen to it, like it kind of plays with the camera lighting. I don't know if this is going to have that. I don't know if it's just this photo. Obviously, it's something that is very difficult to replicate in 1/6, so if they can't get it quite to a T, it's not going to bother me. But generally speaking, holy shit, that head sculpt is insane. It is so beautiful, and it's like, when you look at the rooting specifically on the beard, as beautiful as Gandalf is, you could see how far they've come. Right, you could see how far they've come from Gandalf to this. Gandalf is beautiful, but it's like I always say, until you have something to compare it to, you don't know how much better it can get. And when you look at this, like, that is incredible. And for those of you guys who don't know, this is Richard Harris's Dumbledore. He unfortunately passed away before the second film even came out. So this is the first actor for Dumbledore, and then we got Michael Gambon afterwards. But what a beautiful display here with this head sculpt. He looks amazing. Now, some astute collectors pointed out that the wrist seam looks a little unsightly here, and I totally agree. InArt, if you're watching, or if anyone could tell InArt who's close to them, let them know that seamless forearms, at least a couple swap out seamless forearms, would be very much appreciated with this, because I think that would really add to the realism, which otherwise is 100% there. But I think this looks awesome. I cannot wait to see any improvements they made to Fawkes, the accessories. I hope that we don't see most of those accessories disappear, because InArt lately has been trimming down their accessories, I think, to improve on the shipping times, which I do appreciate, but at the same time I don't, because the prices aren't going down. So I hope that this comes with a lot of those accessories we saw. If it doesn't have all of them, I get it. That was such an early prototype, but it's going to have the Phoenix, I'm sure. Yeah, I think this is awesome. I cannot wait. Again, I don't want to spend too much time on it just because we don't have all the photos to really deep dive. For those of you who are curious, this will be going up for pre-order on February 6th. As always with Harry Potter, it is not a worldwide license. If you've been able to pre-order directly from InArt in the past, when it comes to Harry Potter stuff, you still will be able to. Nothing has changed for that as far as I know. But if you're in the U.S., North America like us, you will have to pre-order from Kit or Pain Collectibles, anybody else that does pre-orders for InArt stuff. I will be getting mine from Kit as usual, because I always grab my InArt stuff from Kit. But anybody else?
You said this is not through InArt, like direct?
If not in North America. Unfortunately, they don't have the worldwide licensing for Harry Potter. I'm very curious to see who is gatekeeping that. Hopefully it's not Star Race, because they don't deserve it. But
I think it's them.
Yeah, because there was rumors that they lost the license right before, but I guess that wasn't true. Somebody has it. Somebody's gatekeeping that license. But to be fair, they have not put out
still doing
anything.
Stuff on their site of Harry Potter stuff.
They put out recent stuff from Harry Potter?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when's the most recent figure they put out? I mean, Star Race, give it up. Nobody wants your stuff anymore.
I just looked the other. I mean, it's probably been, I know, a year now. Like, they did another Hagrid 2.0, but some of the characters, like from the older films, they've gone back on. There's actually a little bit of stuff that they've done. Nothing that's like crazy because they look terrible, but
I want to get this, but like I'm so torn because I let that line go, man, and now it's like I gotta place the illest catch up, and it's like I don't even think it would even benefit me at this point. But it looks freaking awesome, bro. Like, I mean, I'm a Potter head, bro. Like,
oh, are you? Huh? You didn't pre-order the other.
I know. You always give me shit for that and Lord of the Rings.
I gave Brick shit too, and Brick was like so on the line about it, you know.
Bro, like, there's times where I dead ass like think like where I'd probably cut down to 50% sell just to get this whole line.
Let me say this, dude.
But
I was just going to go ahead.
The only expensive one really is Harry. I see people dropping the other ones on Facebook for retail all the time. Like, if you're a Potterhead, screw it. Put out the money for Harry and then slowly get the other ones, because I don't see the value going. Because here's the thing, right? This is what happened with this line. Harry, at the time, people still did not really trust InArt. They didn't have as many fans as they have now. Harry did not sell well at all. And then once people started seeing the dedication to the line and more people started buying their figures, that's when Harry shot up. For me, you know, like as crazy as I'm about, like exactly like Gandalf. Gandalf is worth as much as he is for a reason, because no one expected InArt to go so hard on that line at the quality that they did. And now, of course, Gandalf is the most expensive. He is the chase. I'll
say this. Yeah, but look, I look at it like this, man. It's all about like your yearly budget, right? So this line's going to be going on for 10 years. Do you want to spend the next 10 years going, yeah, I really regret not getting it? Or do you want to just sacrifice a figure or two this year and pay a little more to catch up?
What did you say,
That's what
Flavio?
I did with Gandalf. I missed Gandalf, and I just said, you know what? I'll cancel this other figure, and I'll get that Gandalf.
Bro, I can't do it.
If you're a Potterhead,
and now I'm all caught up.
Hot Toys has me castrated, bro. Like, I can't do it, bro.
Dude.
Yo, I'll give somebody my dark side and light side Anakin, all my artisan figures right now. If y'all come up off the Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter line all at once, let's make it happen.
Ooh, what? That is terrible.
That is a bold claim.
And I'll throw in Robo Cane for free when it releases.
Damn, Flavio.
Wow.
Yeah, Flavio, I totally agree with Mike. I think you need to stop capping as being a Potterhead. You need to buy the Harry Potter, and then you could slowly buy everything else.
You're talking to somebody that even went to to the Potter store in New York when it first opened, bro.
Cool.
Like,
So where's your Harry Potter InArt figure, bro?
Join
Bro.
us. Join us.
You need some place to put all your glaze, and it could be into this line. It could be into this line, bro. You need to jump on, man.
This and Lord of the Rings are the two biggest like fails that I let get away from me. Like really, like,
I was there with you, man. I was with not with this, but with Lord of the Rings.
I was at a
remember.
point.
I remember.
I was at a
remember.
point where me.
But I did the right thing. I did the right thing.
I was at a point where me and Fig were talking about it, and he was like, "Yo, like, just do it. Like, pick these up." And then I was looking at the J&D ones because they were still available, and I was just like, I can't mix and match. I want it all, you know, like I wanted all the InArt set, bro. But I don't know, man. That it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for me because
You'll come around.
Connor, what did I say to you? I said, you know what? I don't care. You know why? Because in this game, sometimes you got to take a loss.
Look, and here's the other thing. I'm gonna give you a perfect example, right? Perfect example of Mike and I share the same struggle, right? I did not pre-order the InArt Pennywise. I told myself, like, oh, I'm just cool with the Hot Toys one, man. And then I started seeing those in-hand pictures, and my first thing was like, oh, there's no way that hair can stand up with the product. Like, it's such a unique hair shape. And I was wrong, and I am so glad that I did something crazy. I bought 2 copies of Pennywise. Both were missing one of the head sculpts. I combined them to make one figure that was complete, the all-in deluxe version, and I sold off all the other stuff. And I ended up paying like $460 all in for the all-in deluxe set. That set is selling for like $2,000 on eBay now. So it's like like Mike said, the longer you wait, the more value it's going to get. There's still people right now that don't know the true potential of that figure. So you're going to catch, even on eBay, you'll catch people selling it for like $250, $300 under what it really goes for. You just got to be patient and wait. And I think if you love Harry Potter as much as you do, it's going to be something you're going to want later. And I totally agree. Someone else in the comments said, like, you know, maybe they'll do the older versions eventually because they recently changed their mind on that, because before they said they had no intention to. Now they're saying that they might, which I would love the Deathly Hallows Part 2 or Part 1 versions. But thank you, Earth616. That completely crossed my mind. J&D has the worldwide licensing because you can purchase directly from their website, the J&D USA website. I completely, you know, those figures turn out so shitty. I completely forgot that you could get them from there. No shade to anybody that wants those. I just think that,
and then I can't be that guy that you're clowning me because I got the J&D Harry Potter set. Like,
hey, bro, listen. If you like the J&D, I'm with you, bro. I just don't think they look as good as the.
No, I don't think they look as good as the InArt one either, bro.
Yeah, I'm never gonna look. If you want to buy Returns Batman and run your nails on the front of it and say you prefer it that way, it's your collection, bro.
Yo, but they're gonna do Voldemort. They're gonna do everybody else, bro. And there's just no point, like, for me.
Flavio, think about Lord of the Rings like this. Just go back to Lord of the Rings real quick. I would skip Gandalf right now. I get Aragorn and Legolas, which won't set you back too badly at all. Gandalf has 2 more chances to come out. Gandalf the Grey from The Hobbit and Gandalf the White from Lord of the Rings. So you could think of it like that if you didn't want to pay for Gandalf right now.
Yeah. Right. I mean, alternatively, it's not as good as the InArt, but I think Asmus's most recent attempt was much better than stuff they've done in the past. If you don't want to shell out for Gandalf, just get Gandalf from Asmus and then get the rest of them from InArt, because like Aragorn doesn't sell for much. He sells for retail. And I'm talking about like the rooted hair versions. Like you still have a chance to hop into that line. Same with Harry Potter.
Right.
They both have a chase figure, but generally speaking, like you could still hop in. And yeah, Aragorn, there was just a lot of inconsistency. Like the later batches looked a lot better too, which is sometimes you would think that'd be the opposite, but the later batches look better. So that was, I think, the only one that had some consistency issues.
That's probably
I will say, my copy of Aragorn, I don't know if it's different or anything, but it looks great in person. And I hate saying that. Like, you know, wait till you see it in hand. Like, spend $500, $600.
It's true, though. It's a cop-out that a lot of us use, but it is true, you know?
Yeah, because I held off on getting that for a long time. And then I saw some people take some really great pictures of it, and I gave it a chance. And I'm happy I did, because it looks really good. Yeah.
And, guys, side note, be careful with your Nazgul, because I know Kit had a lot of issues with the horse hooves breaking off the bottom, and that was a huge mess. So thank you, Moose, for reminding us about that.
And the armor falling apart. Be careful. Like some of
I
the
didn't see that one.
yeah, some of the armor. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that.
Yeah. By the way, what's up, SG and Payton23? What's up, my friends? Thank you so much for being here. SG, another Hotline Hottie, and my dude Boba Fettuccine in the house. And yes, Boba, that's going to be our final discussion is the Mars Toys stuff. So don't you worry, we'll get to that very shortly. And yes, Big Dog Pound dropping everybody's channels, guys. Make sure you check everybody out, of course, as always. And Earth616 is just helping us out here. He said, if I had to make that choice, I would stop buying everything else and only buy the InArt Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings lines. I mean,
damn, son.
dude, it's like
crazy, family.
How much is it? How much is it?
I actually thought of that myself. It's
bro,
that good.
I have like 30 pre-orders open right now.
Start trimming, brother.
Yeah.
And there's but most of them are paid off. I probably got like maybe 10 of those.
Put in some overtime for the Harry, and then like I said, you can coast. You can coast for the other ones because I don't see they're shooting up anytime soon.
Speaking about the Ghostbusters set that's coming out, like I'm good.
That invoice is gonna hurt like crazy, bro. That's gonna
hurt. Yeah, I mean, but I have the majority of it. Like I only need like to put like $200, $300 back for that. Like so,
yeah.
It's just the fact of putting that shit ahead of other stuff that's slowly waitlisting or like going out over time, which in reality, if I did just prioritize it and went back and picked up stuff, even if it's sold out, I'll probably get better deals on stuff that is waitlisting and selling out rather than the InArt stuff. But it's just, I have that fear of missing that stuff too, you know?
Yeah. And,
damn, man.
You got to think about it, bro. And, Alec, I'll say this, like, I have no skin in the game in the Lord of the Rings universe in general, but that Thorin got such an extreme makeover, and I think for what it is, it looks fantastic. Whether that character is important to you or not, I know a lot of Lord of the Rings fans was like, seriously, this before Frodo and Sam? But all intents and purposes, he looks awesome. Like that figure looks pretty bad. The original prototype that dropped, it was shown like right when Dumbledore first was shown and Daenerys and all them, it looked really bad, and then they freaking overhauled the crap out of that over the years. So really, really dope figure. What's up, Dream and Visions in the house? What's that profile picture's funny?
That drunken master or something?
Yeah. Yeah. Lake Studio, that's never gonna happen. That license is on lock until Hot Toys goes out of business. But that would be dope. I would love to see an InArt Anakin Skywalker or something. But
Flavio, don't miss this Dumbledore, bro. This will be a grail. I see it already.
Just get Dumbledore and just have him standing there.
Snape is shooting up too.
What am I supposed to do, bro? Like that makes no sense.
No, you make a separate section for Harry Potter. You make it happen, bro. I'm a Potterhead.
Connor will tell you, I love Harry Potter, but I passed on Harry the first time around, and I had to get him a little bit.
And he got him for a deal compared to what he's going for.
I was going to say, it wasn't quite what he's going for now, but then I didn't pass up on the rest of them after that. So I got the whole trio. I have Snape, but...
He's selling Snape.
I'm selling Snape. I am realizing, I love... I love the films, but I think I also have to think about the other IPs I let in the space and all the other stuff I want. I don't want to go too deep. So Draco, I will be selling once that comes in, and I'm just not going to pre-order. So I'm only keeping the trio to represent my Harry Potter line. I love the figures. That's not to say like I'm done with it. InArt's starting to do other stuff, and then I got to think about Kaustic Plastik. Like it's starting to get nuts for the IPs that I actually really, really enjoy.
Yeah, for sure.
You know the funny thing? Dumbledore is about to be my first Harry Potter purchase.
How? You have them all.
Dude, what?
No, I don't.
You missed the trio, but you go for Dumbledore?
I thought you had them.
I don't want them in that format. Like I'm not too worried about
you want the older. That's what a lot of people say.
The only young version of Harry that I do want is Quidditch Harry. I really want a Quidditch Harry bad from the first film. Really badly. Like, I want that. I want this Dumbledore. I want a Voldemort and an adult Harry and them facing off. That's it. That's my Harry Potter collection right there. 4 pieces, and I'm happy.
Damn, dude. I can't. I have to have everything from that because it's just so good. Like,
yeah, the only thing I'll buy from J&D, bro, is if they do Hagrid. That's the only thing I'll buy, and it has to look good. Dude, I mean, here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Snape is gonna be worth a shit ton of money. If you're mulling over it, mull quicker, because Kit rarely ever gets all of his figures at one time. He always does it like a percentage based thing. Like Hermione was a very slow rollout. And Snape, Kit got all in one batch. It was a very small batch. Snape is already shooting up on eBay. If you're mulling over it, the time to mull is over. Like, you need to make that decision very soon, in my opinion. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, if Snape didn't sell well, we might say like, oh, there's no way Snape is as popular as Dumbledore. For a lot of people, he is. So Dumbledore might be a grail over time, bro. I really could see it. So we'll see. We'll see how many people shell out for this one. I don't know. I truly don't know. That's a hard call to make. But we're going to move on because, again, we don't have enough photos of this to like really continue to draw the discussion. Something I have to gripe about really quickly. A little bit of an update for you guys. Those of us who pre-ordered the exclusive version of the Crow, unfortunately, Caustic has decided to raise the edition size that was stated from the get-go of 500 to 800. Dude, Flavio thinks this is so funny, bro. So for those of you guys who pre-ordered this set, there's some people saying, oh, they never said that. Yes, they did. The post is still up from January 20th. It literally says limited, hand-numbered to 500 pieces. So
yeah, I remember that.
What I'm saying right now is purely a theory. I think what happened is, I don't want to blame this on Caustic. I think Sideshow oversold on their website because they never listed the edition size on their listing. Because for those of you who are new to Caustic, Caustic usually always only sells the exclusive version directly with Infinite Statue, which is their partner that they sell from.
Like, we ain't never doing business with y'all again.
No, that's not going to happen. So this is their first time that they've ever offered the exclusive, as far as I know, with Sideshow. Like Frankenstein, the exclusive wasn't offered through Sideshow. So I think what happened is, I think Sideshow messed up and they oversold a certain amount. And then at that point, you know, Caustic had that decision. Do we tell Sideshow to cancel all of these orders, or do we keep our good relationship that we built with Sideshow and say, let's extend it to 800 units total? Because I don't think the more I've looked over this and thought about it, I don't think it oversold by 300. I think it oversold by the 100 that Fabio had stated the other day on this post when someone asked about it. And then he just decided to increase the edition size. I'm going to start by saying this, because I know a lot of people are going to have a counter. They're going to say, oh, well, don't you want more people to have this in their hands? Of course. But when you state an edition size of 500, it needs to stay at 500. There are probably people, part of the reason they bought it was because they liked how limited it was. And obviously that shouldn't be your only reason, but everybody has their reasons. I bought it because I like the limited factor, but I also wanted that window display base. But I do think it's not cool to extend the edition size by another 300 when you stated it would be limited to 500. And you can go on Caustic's website right now, look at their other web exclusives. They've stated, like Frank Dukes, for example, is limited to 250 hand numbered. So that same statement was made for this set, and it's now limited to 800 instead of 500. Now, I will say this. Caustic is now, what it seems like they're including is Gabriel the cat, because they hinted like there will be kind of something to make up for them doing that. But here's the thing, right? The way I look at it, and you guys might think this is extreme, the way I look at it, there should be a special gift for the people that were in that 500 that put their money out for that set, pre-ordered it as fast as possible to make sure they secured it. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, but I'm like, there should be something for those people that says, hey, we're sorry for those 500 people that we told there was only going to be 500, and that's part of the reason why they pre-ordered. You know what I mean?
That should be for the 500.
Yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, you know, and unfortunately and fortunately, because again, I don't want to sound, because it's hard to not sound like a selfish jerk saying like, well, I don't want the other 300 people to get the cat as well. I'm glad you guys are getting it. It's just, as somebody who pre-ordered in that 500, I pre-ordered it like the moment it went up. It is a bit distasteful to me. And again, I fully understand, after looking at the situation, this was not Kaustic Plastik's fault, and it probably was not an easy decision for them. And Fabio said it himself in the comments. He's like, I hope that we made the right decision. So that tells me they did not, this isn't their fault. I guarantee you Sideshow oversold it, because they put edition size to be determined on the exclusive on their website. It was not to be determined. It was 500. Worldwide, it was 500. So I think Sideshow oversold it, and Fabio unfortunately had to make the tough decision to say, sorry guys, we're going to have to increase the edition size. The one thing that I don't like that they decided to do as a company was the t-shirt. The t-shirt has always been limited to 200 if you bought from their website. Now everybody that bought from their website gets the t-shirt. So like every exclusive perk to being an early pre-order has been taken away. So again, I appreciate that people got all these waitlist conversions, were able to take advantage of that. I'm happy for you guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm just a little salty because that exclusivity means something to me, because I love that it was limited to 500. There's a stated edition size. You don't have to wonder. That's what it's limited to. So I don't want to see, I guess the way I'm going to say this is I don't want to see them continue to do this in the future. I do think that this is a unique case. If you want my honest opinion on it, don't offer anybody else the exclusive anymore. Keep it to your website. They've never had this issue in the past. Keep it to your website. They can control it. It's their website that they deal. That's their partner, Infinite Statue. That's all I have to say about it. I think it's a bit unfair to increase the edition size after the fact. After people have already put down their money. Bro, I paid for this thing in full, and then the edition size was changed a week later. So I'm a bit salty about it. But again,
I probably pressed them out, bro. They knew this was probably going to be the most popular figure they've ever made, and they're like, we got to jump on it and milk as much as we can from it.
Yeah.
But this is why numbering matters.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't say these are numbered, they might not have let us know. Like with the artists and stuff, we don't really know how many they make,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
there's a value in numbering.
Even with regular figures, you could have like a lower edition size than an artisan edition size. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Marlenoid, let me say this. I'm going to counter this. I don't think this was planned. Flavio from Kaustic Plastik, I've never met him, but he has a huge sense of integrity. Let me tell you this. People have been begging him to just make more of those vampire medallion accessories for years. And he stood on it. He stood his ground. He said, I am not making more of these. It's everything from Caustic is limited. It has to stay that way. So I don't at all believe that Fabio was at fault for this. I think he just had a very difficult decision to make. And obviously, with a decision like this, some people are going to be happy, some people aren't. And to be honest with you, I think I'm in the minority complaining about this because most people were happy. But of course, a lot of those comments were probably people that did get a waitlist conversion after the 500 was allotted. And so, of course, they're going to be happy. And I'm happy for them. I'm just salty for myself because I thought there was only going to be 500. You know, I just don't like the change after the fact. That's all. All that to say, I'm sure the figure is going to be absolutely incredible. My opinion doesn't change on Caustic. My opinion doesn't change on the product. But I'm not happy with how this was handled. You know, I just think Sideshow messed up majorly. And of course, Caustic has formed a really good relationship with them, especially recently, where they've been doing videos and stuff with them. So, of course, they're not going to throw Sideshow under the bus. Why would they do that? They want Sideshow to work closely with them, especially because it seems like Sideshow has the license for Universal Monsters for a lot of this stuff. Of course, they're going to want to play nice with them. I don't blame them. From a business standpoint, this was the best move to make. As a collector, I'm just crying about it. That's all. Flavio, I know you had your thoughts on this. You were somebody that did potentially benefit from this extended, 300 that they're giving us, because you got a waitlist conversion on like the 26th, I think. So you potentially fit into that mark. But despite that being the case, you did kind of say something similar to me. So like, what are your thoughts on how this was handled?
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about it before, and I've never bought anything from Caustic, so I don't know them from a can of paint. I just know them from, all the great things that you have said from them in the past and, from your experiences on collecting their product. The Crow announcement, and, it looks great. I cannot lie. I mean, everything, all the different tiers, they look awesome too. I mean, I think it has a little bit of everything for everyone. They have, great collectability. They have, a ton of accessories, different bases, depending on what tier you go with. And, you got the new crystal eyes and the rooted Tibetan, straight from Tibet hair,
Yeah.
So
A little ice still on it.
I'm hype. I'm hype. I wanted to get this, and I actually pre-ordered the deluxe gold the day that it came out, because by the time, I don't know if it was by the time it was posted on Sideshow or if it was just instantly, but by the time it came around to me, it was already like waitlisted, the exclusive. So And I was paying attention to it the whole time, which at that point I easily could have just went to Caustic and got the exclusive there. But, you know, that was the difference what everybody was doing, which, you know, pay the whole thing in full versus being able to go through a payment plan with Sideshow. So that's why I went through with Sideshow. But um I'm right there with you, man. I mean, I don't the other part that really gravitated me to collecting a brand new company, a figure that I've been wanting for a while, is just the fact that they went so gung ho about this is actually going to be hand numbered to 500. That's very small run. So it makes you feel like, oh, okay, cool. Like I'm actually gonna have a part of something that is very limited compared to coming from the realm that we're in of, like, you know, Hot Toys, InArt, all that kind of stuff. Like you guys were saying. And then for them to just do this is kind of like it seems like a bait and switch tactic for me. I was there in the minority where I thought that it was premeditated, and, you know, me and you spoke and you kind of made me think about it again, and I'm like, you know, okay, but I feel like ultimately I just feel like Caustic didn't want to ruin their relationship with Sideshow in some way.
100%.
Sideshow shit the bed,
Yeah.
and they had to take it on the chest, but I don't think it's a good look. I don't think it's a good precedent for, you know, starting out the Maestro line. Um, I remember, you know, telling you as well, like, you know, you've been collecting these guys for a while, and they, you know, they were more niche, like they were doing like the monsters and stuff like that. Now they're getting into characters that people want, you know, or have been wanting. I think
Yeah.
this is the turning point right here. I think they're telling you how they're going to manage their business for the future. I think if they're already doing these kind of tactics, in my opinion, I don't think that they're going to change. I think it's going to get worse over time, you know, and that's very early to say. I think that's very brash. I think we got to give them a chance. Maybe it was a misunderstanding, a mistake, legitimately, but I just feel like, you know, they're going, if they, in my opinion, if you see that you have 500, they sell out in 5 minutes, less than that. And then there's an opportunity that you could have sold 1,000, you would have taken that. I don't care who you are, whether you own stock in the company, it's your company, or if you're the artist, you're going to push for that, because at the end of the day, whatever you're trying to profess or say that you care about the artistry or whatever, at the end of the day, money talks. And if you could sell more units, I think that's what most people in today's markets are gonna do, especially in the market that we're in. And 1/6 is very hungry, very greedy. Um, I think a lot of businesses do care about the art at the end of the day and the collectors, but they don't really care about what happens to the collector. Once it's in their hands, it's like, whatever, I made my money, you know. And that's, I'm not saying that that's what this situation is, but it seems very odd that, you know, we were promoting this about being very limited, we're doing all these different tiers, but the exclusive is only for 500, and then this happens, and now you're throwing in a cat, you
Yeah.
know. I mean, the cat is cool. I agree. I think only the people that were the first 500 should have got it. I think the people that were the first uh 200 or whatever you said for their website was for the shirt. Like, I think that should have definitely happened, and everybody else just got the numbered, you know, base, and then that's it. It would have
Yeah.
been plus 500, whatever it was. But I don't know, man. I'm not gonna say that I'm, like, I'm not happy about it, but I'm happy at the fact that I was able to get a chance to be able to get it. I still don't know. You know, we can assume that I got the plus 300,
Right.
right? But at this point, we don't know until it actually comes out and you see what the number is, you know. But I know at that point people were just assuming, oh well, you know, people just seen the price and they got worried and canceled their order. That's what everybody was saying before this had even happened. So I think it's a cop out as well to say that, oh, all those waitlist conversions are for the plus 300 that they added. But I mean, it probably is that, you know what I mean?
So
So
so I want to say this. Like, this is what I think is going to happen with this. Again, I to a certain degree of absolute certainty, damn near, I know that this was Sideshow. And that's based on nothing but knowing Flavio and how he operates. I'm going to tell you this, guys. Kaustic Plastik has been in business, obviously on a much, much smaller scale back in the day, but he's been doing this since the 90s, right? And there has not been a single situation where he did not show extreme integrity and care. So I don't at all think that they won't learn from this. I think for sure, and again, I've been buying from them for at least like 5 years, dude. And like you said, these licenses are much bigger than, like, you'd be surprised. The Universal Monsters, stuff like that is very niche. I mean, they made a figure from a lost film where there is no existing copy of that film anywhere. It was lost in a fire years ago. So they were making figures like that. And now they're getting licenses like The Crow and Bloodsport that appeal to more people. So I want to make sure that I make it clear that I think that Flavio and his entire team have an incredible amount of integrity to where they will make sure in the future this does not happen again. I think, again, this is 100% Sideshow slipping up, and Flavio, for his company, probably made the best decision he could, which was, let's just play well with Sideshow. And here's the other thing. You know, he talked about raising the edition size to 800, but he did say it oversold by 100 units, and then we'll give the other people a week to make their decision. So that tells me that Sideshow maybe estimated that they sent out waitlist conversions enough to potentially cover 300 units, and they're just waiting to see if people fulfill those waitlists. I don't know how that's going to work. Again, this is certainly a logistical nightmare because of what Sideshow probably did. But I do think they'll learn from this. One thing I think they'll do is they're probably going to rethink their edition size for the exclusive.
Right.
I think if they think the IP is capable, which by the way, Conan, massive IP, I think they will raise the edition size because, again, you can go on their website and look. Frank Dukes, for their Infinite Stashes website, that exclusive version is limited to 250 only, hand numbered. So I think for the bigger IPs, they're probably going to consider raising the edition size. And because of these extra 300 units, if it ends up being a total of 300 units, again, there's a bit of confusion there for me, that'll give them enough capital to give us the cat. I do agree. I still stand by the fact that I think they should have done something for the first 500 because they could easily, on paper, coordinate it with Sideshow. Okay, who ordered first? Go to their website, who ordered first. Obviously, the numbers were certainly controlled on their website. And then talk to Sideshow, who was like, you know, to make up the additional, to make 500, who ordered first. I think they easily could have done that. Obviously, it would have been a nightmare to offer a specific accessory to those people, but it could have been done. Again, it's hard to not sound like a jerk by saying this because it's like, oh, well, I'm mad that other people were able to get this because I'm not. It's not how I feel about it. It's just, again, as a collector, I'm like, I think that's unfair the way it played out. Just for the people that were early adopters, like me, I paid full price for this thing up front, you know? And I'm like, it didn't benefit me in any way at all, you know? Now everybody gets the t-shirt. Usually, they've stated before, limited to 200. For the Crow, they may have just said while supplies last, but he specifically said, now everybody who ordered from the website will get the t-shirt.
Yo, and imagine you get your base and it says 800.
You're the last guy. That's kind of cool, though.
That's crazy.
Are the other versions of this still available?
Yes, that's the other thing. That's the other thing, right? That is another counterpoint to I'm glad more people are able to get this. The other versions are not limited. So
yeah,
even if you missed out on the window diorama, there's 2 other versions that you have access to, or 3 other versions. I think there's 4 SKUs, right?
Yeah,
I think.
And I was perfectly fine with the deluxe gold. Like the only reason that I went for the exclusive was because I got a waitlist conversion. So why not? Like I will do it. Like I wasn't losing sleep over it. It's like the deluxe gold came with the tombstones. It came with the chair. It came with the regular base that it all comes with, and I was content with that. I thought, all of the different tiers that they came out with, there was somewhere where you could have met in the middle. You know what I mean? So
yeah, because I still haven't, like, in a normal world, collecting world for me, this would have been a no-brainer. But I'm just like really tight because of other things I'm doing. But I don't want to end up like Flavio in Lord of the Rings or whatever it is, and like regret it, right? Because like right now I'm feeling like almost missing out, or Flamo. Yeah. And so
He just made a new word.
I don't want to be that guy, you know what I mean? So I was like, maybe I'll jump on one of the other editions.
That's crazy.
I don't want to experience Flamo, man. Yeah.
Flamo.
Good old
That's
Flamo.
funny. I love you, man.
Oh,
You're a mess.
Sorry, Flavio.
No, man, I love it.
did anybody else want to weigh in on this, like in terms of like, you know, the precedent this may set, or just your thoughts on it? You know, like I said, I truly believe that Flavio and I are in the minority on this one, from the comments I've seen, or maybe just people aren't saying anything. I don't know, but that's okay. You know, I'm okay with being in the minority on this one.
I mean, I think, look, I feel like any figure that gets made, even though there's other like unlimited, like that you said, they're unlimited for the other ones, the other edition sizes, but it just, you know, I feel like if it's still 1,000 or less of something that's being done, there's still something to be said there. You know, that's a rare piece regardless. Like,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
you know, like you're still getting something that's extremely limited, that's going to hold value. An extra 300, like look at that Spider-Man. First of all, that's 76 Spider-Man. Like that Spider-Man is 600 copies, right? And look how much it's worth. Now this is a Kaustic Plastik piece, which already holds value to its name. On top of that, it comes with so much more that the 76 doesn't. Now you do that math in your head, like this piece will still be over $1,000 worth for sure. I know that. I mean, it sucks, and like I said earlier, the first 500 should be the ones getting the cat. They should stick to what they originally said with the t-shirt, because most of the other people that aren't ordering this exclusive edition, like they didn't have anything to worry about anyways, you know.
Right.
So why are they getting something like for something that
I agree.
didn't affect them, right?
It didn't affect them at all. They just purely benefited, and you know, it's just like I said, it would be nice if there was something for those who put the money up front for the 500 that was originally stated. You know.
Yeah.
I think it was OG fan that said like this happens with sideshow statues a lot too, and it's true.
Yeah.
Like they'll announce an edition size and raise it later.
Yeah, like, and the thing is,
It's not
like
cool
I said,
though. I mean, I agree with you, Connor.
Caustic has always been so strict. Like I said, dude, they wouldn't even make more vampire medallions. Just an accessory that hangs around Bela Lugosi vampire, the Dracula's neck. Like that's all it was, and they would not make more. So many people begged them, and they said, "No, our stuff is always limited." That's why I know this wasn't an easy decision for them, and this wasn't. There's no way this was Caustic's mess up. There's no way.
But that's what I'm saying. That's something that you got to have a keen eye for in the future now to see how they operate, because I feel like they know that they're breaking the veil. So they could possibly be throwing out morals just to be able to get in with Sideshow. Sideshow could be telling them, hey, basically you have to do this to be successful with us. You know what I mean? That's internal business stuff. I'm not saying that that's actually going to happen, that that's what they're going to put on paper, but I'm just saying you got to watch how these people move now from now on, because the Maestro line, they want to get it off the floor. It's not how it was when you were collecting their older figures. You know what I mean? They're competing technically with InArt and Artisan. So they're going to do whatever they can to get within the middle of that, to take that money from collectors.
You know,
I'm not saying that you're wrong either about.
I gotta stand up for Flavio from Caustic. I know, I don't, like I said, I don't know him personally, but I've never seen somebody move the way that he does in this business. He's very upfront. He's very like communicative with people. I don't see him as that type of person, and I 100% with certainty know that he will make sure this doesn't happen again. I'm telling you guys, like, as somebody who's been a customer of his for years, I should feel the most slighted, you know, and say stuff like that, because I've been loyal to his company for years, but I know the way he operates, and it's a fair point as somebody who's newer to the company for sure. But all I could say is he's got an incredible amount of integrity, and I know that this was not an easy decision. He said it himself. He's like, What company that was like, let's say that they're like a cutthroat businessman who says, I hope I made the right choice. That is coming purely from, I understand that people are going to be upset with this. I hope I didn't upset those people enough to where they don't stop buying from my company. You know what I mean? That is coming from a place of disappointment in the situation and care for your customers. So I have to, and again, nothing against you, Flavio, because again, you're a new customer, and that's a fair thing to say. But as somebody who has followed this gentleman and his team for years, I just know he has an incredible amount of integrity. So I don't think he will allow this to happen again. Like I said, if anything, I think he's going to adjust accordingly. I think he's going to be like, okay, well, now that we've got the demand, we don't need to do 250 only for our exclusives anymore. We could shoot up to 500 or 800 or 1,000.
I have no integrity, Connor, and I I have to bounce. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all right.
I gotta go. But love you guys.
The glaze.
Love you too, bro. It's good seeing you, man. Be safe.
Peace out, chat. See you guys. Bye bye.
Stay glazing. No, that's the only thing that I was gonna say though too. Is like, I think that's a dead giveaway too. Like, I mean, if everything from now on, the SKU count goes twice as higher, then there was never no actual intention of being at 500. Like, I think basically what I'm trying to say is that they were selling themselves short on purpose, thinking that it was like, you know what, well, let's play it safe, and it just broke the barrier. Like, they should have just did 1,000 to begin with, or whatever they were doing. Like, you know,
I think the reason they did 500, bro, you got to remember that was already double what they're normally used to. That was already double. They're normally doing 200 to 250 of the web exclusive. That's it. So I think.
And what are they doing now, though?
I think that was them taking a chance at 500, and they're like, oh shit, like
they're like small batch artisans.
So, right. But you just said that Conan is gonna be way bigger than this. So you're telling me that he's gonna do 1,000 on the Conan, and it's gonna be hard for them to do that?
Well, it depends on what they're capable of now, dude. Like I said, I don't at all believe that this was premeditated, planned. There's no way, dude. There's just no way that they did this on purpose. There's no way.
I feel like Sideshow bullied.
I also feel like
Sideshow 100% said, hey, we got these 100 orders. You're not going to cancel them, are you? I mean,
that's
obviously
part of the exclusivity, though. Like, you also have to stick. Like, if he said that 9 times out of 10, because now this one instance, he would stick to it, and he has so far.
Yeah. Right. Again, I think this is a specific issue, just what happened here. Again, you could correlate it. This is their first time offering the exclusive to anyone but themselves. It was always only Infinite Statue, and then everybody else got the deluxe and the base version. So we could just, use context clues and say, okay, they probably gave it to Sideshow, and whatever person was in charge of putting the figure up, why else would it say to be determined? Because it wasn't to be determined. It was 500. Right. Sideshow didn't clearly get the message.
Miscommunication. Yeah.
Right. There was clearly a miscommunication there, and Sideshow messed up. Again, I have to like put my foot down and say, I know that Flavio from Caustic Plastik
No. I'm not saying that it was Caustic. I'm just saying, I think with Sideshow, like on Sideshow's end, I think they if they're working with these smaller companies that are eventually getting like partnership with them or whatever, I think they're like coercing them into bigger SKUs because maybe it makes more sense for them to make money off of bigger allotments than a 500. Like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like,
and that's fine as long as they state it from the beginning and stick to it. I'm cool with that.
You're throwing me a half, bro. Like, it don't make sense. Like, you might as well just give me the whole pot. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, because by the time I break it down and, make money off of this, it's not really gonna benefit me to do it. So
if it was to be dated, like, what did Sideshow cap it at anyway? Like, if it just kept selling, when their wait list hit, what was that number?
Right. And the thing is, Sideshow might have ended up getting more than Caustic Direct. And here's the other thing that lets me know that Sideshow fucked up. When Flavio, I think he said it either in the comments or he was on stream, one of the two, he literally said Sideshow will be getting a very limited number of the exclusive version. I think he said it in the comments on one of his posts. So why would he say that and then, they go and get more than potentially Infinite Statue got directly? You know what I mean? Like, it has to... Yeah, it had to have been a mess up in Sideshow. Maybe they did it on purpose. Who knows? We don't know if they just, whoops, didn't hit limited to this amount. Who knows? But
I think they need to come up with clear numbers.
Past, so.
Right. Again, OG, like, that's fine, but this is a Kaustic Plastik product, obviously, and not a Sideshow statue. And again, the company has always been strict on their numbers. Always. I mean, dude, if he was so worried about making all this extra money and doing all this, why would he not make more vampire medallions or more capes? Those are accessories. And people have been begging him for years. And time after time, he said, no, I'm not making more of those. Our items, once they're sold out, that's it. So again, as somebody who's been buying from him for years, I'm going to viciously defend him in that regard because I know I know what he's about, and that's just that. It's not even about the brand. It's about Flavio as a person. I know how he handles things, and I just know this is a Sideshow thing. This is their mess up, and leave it at that. Leave it at that.
He needs to settle specific allocations for how much he's going to have on his site, about 250 to 350, maybe 400.
Yep.
And Sideshow get their 100, 150, 200, and it'll be what it is at that point.
Right. He needs to, if he's going to continue to give to Sideshow some exclusive units, which I would say they don't deserve them and they should never have them again. But if he does do that, I think you're exactly right. It needs to be very clear. When you put this post up, you need to say that there's only 150 or whatever available. Like, he needs to be very, very fair.
Didn't you say, sorry, didn't you say that they go through Infinite?
Infinite Statue is their primary retailer. Yes, that's who their partner is to sell their stuff. Yes.
So if they can just go all the way around that and avoid that and just sell completely through Sideshow, is there a benefit for them to even have a website at this point?
Yes, because of European distribution. Infinite takes care of that massively for them. And also, they don't...
Oh, because Sideshow doesn't go through, like...
Sideshow doesn't ship to certain countries. Like, I've had multiple people ask me, like, hey, this product doesn't ship to me. Can you
like, they don't ship to Australia and all that shit.
Right. And some it's like products may vary. So, because there could be something in the box that's not allowed in that country. You know, there's weird laws with stuff like that. But
I thought Sideshow got their Hot Toys. I mean, I thought Pop Culture got their Hot Toys from Sideshow.
They do.
I think they do, yeah. I think
they do.
Be a pipeline between Australia and Sideshow.
I think it's kind of like since it's like a website, it's somebody that's reaching out and
I don't know how that end works.
Quantities instead of Sideshow being like, here we'll set. They're literally saying they're putting their money up front and buying it from Sideshow, and Sideshow sending it to
That's
them.
funny.
Is what I'm assuming.
Like I said, SG, like I'm happy for y'all that we're able to get. Like I said, it's hard to not sound like a jerk and be like, oh, well, screw y'all for get. Like it's not your fault.
Got to cancel it now.
I'm not. No way.
He's a hater. He's a hater.
Hey, we both got that pile of helmet when he found out that it was sold in the parks and not just GameStop. He got rid of it.
No, that's different, bro. Like that was crazy.
Still, yeah, I know. I know how you are with exclusive, bro, and I like it that way too.
I don't think you're wrong for feeling that way. Mainly because I only ever heard about this company because of you. So,
and that's what I try to tell my friends of mine. I'm like, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but I have been promoting this company and I say nothing but good things about them. And I've never disagreed with any decisions they've made other than this particular thing. And again, I'm fully aware that it's not their fault. And yeah, you're right, Game Shift. There really is no way to know how well a product's going to sell. So, you know, they could say we're going to do 1,000 for the Conan 2-pack, and then maybe they won't sell those 1,000 units. Like, it's a risk-taking business for sure, 100%. Or, you know, they could do what some companies do and say, we'll open it up for a certain amount of time and then cut it off. Maybe they'll change the way they do things. I don't know. But again, I firmly believe that he is going to be on top of this, and he's going to...
The beauty of having, you know, an exclusive SKU and then all the other SKUs. So if you want to buy it and have that figure from him, you know, by all means, buy it until he can't, and that's how he makes money. But for the exclusive, like it's numbered.
I agree.
That's the
I would like it to stay that way.
Exclusivity behind it, cap it. Yeah, and stick to your word. No more, no less.
Yeah, and if I have to, like I said, I know I'm in the minority, at least based on the comments. If I have to be the jerk to say, hey, it means something to me that there's only 500 of them, I will be that guy, because we all collect differently. Yeah, we all collect differently, and some people, like, you know, I don't care what it's worth. I don't care what it resells for. I don't care about any of that. And I respect that. For me, I care that something, like, it's cool to have something, hey, only 500 people has this. And that's just like now 800 people have it.
Was that always
Ferrari or something was doing that, like where they make a one-of-one car and somebody bought it. You think they're doing a second one of that.
Or like
for somebody.
Yeah, or like the Spider-Man that Fig mentioned. Imagine you're one of those 600 people that got it, or maybe you went to eBay, you're like, fuck, I have to pay 700, 800. Now it's going for 1,000. Imagine you paid that, and then Hot Toys is like, surprise, guys, we're doing more.
Yeah,
you would be pissed,
they actually have done something like that.
Dark Side Anakin.
Dark Side Anakin is a similar situation where it's like different eyeballs and call it a day, and you know.
But has that always been Caustic's MO, like numbering stuff, or is that
yes? So every web exclusive that I have, the main box for the figure, because sometimes they come with dioramas, which those pieces not always were exclusive to the set. you flip over the box, it's hand numbered in Sharpie, like out of 200. Like a lot of their web exclusives early on, like Nosferatu is 200. I have the They Call Me Trinity web exclusive. I think that was 200 as well. And they're like legit hand numbered on the box, which is awesome. Like it means something because Hot Toys never does that with Artisan. Like you guys said, they're telling us what the number is, but they're never hand numbering it. They did that laser engraved numbering for that quarter scale Iron Man, which I thought was pretty cool. That was in the special box and everything, but they don't do that. And that would be like a little nice extra touch. Again, that stuff right there shows you that the
That's
company
what makes
cares.
it fun.
You know?
You're like, oh, I got this number out of this, and there's only this. There's just a cool factor to it.
And by the way, shout out to S-Beam, guys. By the way, I mentioned earlier that photo, the photos that he shared of his Batman Returns Batman, those were his photos. So shout out to S-Beam. Again, very important thing that we let collectors know the situation with this figure. And I think S-Beam's figure was the most extreme case that I've seen. And we really do appreciate that. Yeah, sorry that happened to you because it's very unfair to us spending all this money and you can't even pose the figure up or something like that happens. I mean, your figure looked like it got ran through a wood chipper, and I'm sure you didn't do that. So I appreciate you for dropping in as well. Again, it's tough. It's tough. They're going to have to take risks. With Conan, they're going to have to say, with, Jareth, I still think that that's a very limited license. Like, I don't think that many people are going to jump on that. Despite that film being like a cult classic, I don't think that Labyrinth is going to be a massive seller for the exclusive version, but who knows? We'll see.
I think
that's 250.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I think they should just cap it to 1,000. Like just see where you get at with 1,000 and then go from there.
I think they can get away with that for Conan. I wouldn't personally do that for Labyrinth, but we'll see. We'll see. I want to move on from this though, guys. That's our thoughts on it. Again, I'm perfectly happy for you guys that were able to get it. I'm not salty about that at all. It's just I feel a little slighted that it got upped from. If I'm being honest, I like to be honest.
He just hopes yours drowns on the ship on the way to the U.S.
Yeah.
Damn.
Right. Got a massive update from Mars Toys. I talk to Mars Toys pretty frequently, and I know he was telling me like, hey, I'm focusing on releasing. I'm working on stuff behind the scenes. And boy, do we have a massive update here from Mars Toys, especially for the 66 stuff. We've got our boy Egghead. I know a lot of people have been asking about the 66 Penguin. We got False Face. There's a lot of really exciting stuff here, guys, especially if you're a 66 fan.
Where do y'all get these images from?
These are posted on the Mars Toys Facebook group.
Okay.
And then you can see we got a new version of the 89 Joker coming out. We got some goons. We got Bob the Goon, the GOAT, the one that all of us, our number one guy. We've all been waiting for Bob the Goon.
I know
he
Graham
that long ago.
Sweating right now.
Yeah, I know he's really excited. I'm really excited. Anything 89, 92 Batman, and also all this 66 stuff is very, very exciting to me. And this is my first time actually seeing the False Face sculpts because Mars will usually like send me stuff here and there, and obviously like I don't say anything, but this is my first time seeing False Face, and I think those sculpts look really good. And Egghead looks awesome too. Like these sculpts are really good, man. Mars is getting better and better with the sculpting.
We need the rolling eyes now.
Yeah. Billy D. Williams here as Harvey Dent. This is really cool as well. And he did mention, I think maybe as a pre-order bonus, we'll get that like that concept art of him with the half Two-Face look. And that's really cool. I think this looks pretty good. I mean, is it perfect? No, but it looks like Billy D. Williams to me. I like that.
It's about 85% there.
Yeah, like it's not bad at all. And
I think it looks like him.
Yeah, I don't think this will be that expensive either. So this is going to be a really cool figure, and I think he's working on Max Shrek as well. I don't know if he's shown that or not.
Damn.
Yeah. There's images of that. I seen.
Yeah, I can't recall if he showed up, but yeah, this is really cool. JB, I think his plan with this stuff that he's showing now is he's been quietly working on it in the background, and he's about to announce a bunch of stuff that's going to be like in stock and ready to go, kind of like he did with the 66 Alfred. So I think that's why he's been so quiet. That's kind of the impression I got from him when I was talking to him about it. So we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, promises are promises and sometimes aren't kept, but we'll see.
This might be some of my first third-party stuff, man. I'll be serious.
Yeah, another thing, I know everybody like, everything that I have, praise the Lord. That's what's playing right now. Because finally, after 3 years, bro, we have...
Brick is sweating now.
I know Brick is so hype right now. Yo, he thought he was getting scammed or something probably this whole time. He was like, yo, where's my Wonka at?
My
You
boy
thought
Malcolm.
you were, bro? This is my wedding gift from Connor, bro.
That's
Literally
crazy.
in 2 months
He's not
will
getting
be
it.
my anniversary.
That's
He's not
wild.
getting it, dude. He's not getting it. I told
Yo,
him it's canceled.
I know people that bought this shit. They had to have this email starred, bro, because you must have forgot about that shit.
So yeah,
Christmas canceling anniversaries. Damn.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. That's what yeah.
Apparently, Giant Toys sent out their invoices already. Kit has not sent them out yet, and I know I like instantly pre-ordered this from Kit, so I'll get one of the first emails. Here's just like a little shot of the boxing process.
Yeah.
The golden ticket. The head sculpt. There's something wrong
Very
with it,
nice.
You
There's
got a
the
bag full of
Oompa
hands. Oompa Loompas.
Oompa Loompas. Yeah, this is really exciting, man. I mean,
Oh, I love them Oompa Loompas.
Gene Wilder is my favorite Willy Wonka, so I'm.
It's such a good movie.
Mars is now diving into Batman the Animated Series. So he hasn't posted this yet, but I think this comes because he showed. There's another picture that I can't show, but I think this comes with 5 head sculpts.
What?
Yeah, he's going hard on this one.
I want this.
I feel bad for Yost, man. He was trying to get this done. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, so I sold my SSR version because I knew this one was coming. And I think I'll grab this one. I'll grab Yost as well, but it's just like so far out. And this looks really good. I think the proportions and the stature on this one are much better than the SSR one I had. The SSR looked more like if the Joker, like his body was like a real person's body and not an animated cartoon. This is much more in line with how he looks in the animated series. Obviously, this is not New Batman Adventures because they changed his look and it looked terrible in the new Batman.
What is that in the back? Like, is that like a stand holding him up or something?
Yes, that is just a stand. That's not an accessory because you could see the grabber goes behind him. I don't know. It's probably grabbing the back of the coat somewhere, or maybe he's just like leaning against it. But
yeah, it looks like a weighted.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the little buzzer in his hand, the Tommy gun, which came with the SSR version. There are a lot of accessories. Accessories.
Yo, I want this so bad. Like Mark Hamill, like this is the shit right here. This is probably like my second favorite version of Joker.
Yeah,
I can hear him laughing.
Well, Flavio.
That's crazy. He's like, "What do you mean, Batman?"
He's so good, dude.
Yeah, Mark Hamill. I mean, if you guys don't know this, also Mark Hamill was the Joker in the Arkham series as well.
Yep.
Yeah, Mark Hamill is a very talented dude, and he's played so many iconic characters. But yeah, I'm so excited for this. And like I said, as far as I know, it's coming with 5 head sculpts, which is absolutely bonkers. 5 head sculpts, yeah. And he plans on going hard on this line, and maybe in another scale, you'll see some Batman the Animated Series stuff too. We'll see. But yeah, this is very good. It looks awesome. Like I said, all the other head sculpts, I've seen them. The expressions are amazing. And I'm sure this will be revealed very soon. This one, I remember him telling me it was like almost ready for pre-order. So I think this is going to go up probably within the next few weeks, if not right after Chinese New Year. We'll see.
What do you think the price on this would be possibly if you had to guess? And how long do you think we would have to wait?
With 5 head sculpts, probably 185 to 200.
5 years. 1 for each head sculpt.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Damn, yo. So do you think he would possibly do like the rest of the animated line?
He has plans to.
Like the Batman and everybody?
Yeah, he has plans to. He has plans to kind of.
Has he always been that like? And I'm not saying this in a mean bad way, but like
usually when you
slow
preface
on
it with
production.
It's just like him. He's like just a guy. Like
he hasn't been that slow for most things. It's
like,
just
I feel
specific
like
figures.
All that Batman stuff, like the Keaton, I felt like that came out pretty quick, didn't it?
It has. There's certain things he got hung up on, like Wonka, the Black Manta. He did Black Manta from the first Aquaman. That's been on pre-order for like 5 years.
Jeez.
I literally told him not long ago. I'm like, dude, just cancel that and give people their money back. What else? There's one other figure. From the Revenant. What's his name? What's the character's name? Hugh Glass from The Revenant. That's been on pre-order for also like 5 years. So there's a few random ones that have been. It's kind of like It's kind of like Limb Toys. The Connor from Detroit Become Human. He's been on pre-order for like 6 years. Like no exaggeration.
Team.
Yeah, like that's insane. But like I said, this is Mars Toys. I don't know what name he's gonna put it under because Mars has many different company names.
Oh, really?
I'm not gonna blow up his spot and say every single company, but he's got a few.
Yo, hit me up after, Connor.
Yeah, but he will be putting this up and he'll share it on his page. But
I feel like the tailoring needs a little touch up, but the sculpts are fire.
Where?
I just feel like it's a little too baggy.
In the crotch area, right?
I feel like it needs to be a little sharp. You know,
I don't hate the tailoring. I
I
mean,
don't think the tailoring.
again, I'm comparing it to my SSR version. That version.
I've
the
usually
sculpts were
liked
good,
Mars's tailoring on stuff.
My thing is that not that all I care about, but what are we talking about? The body? Is this shit like loose or what? Like, how is that?
I will say so. Here, let me show you guys what Mars Toys has been up to because this shit is awesome, bro.
Oh, that was theirs. That one that just recently came out.
Yep. Hold on one second.
Yeah,
He looks scary though.
Hell no, that sculpt's fire, bro.
He looks scary though.
He's like, I got your nose.
Right?
Like, bro, this is.
He looks like the first It without the makeup.
Yo,
you gotta be quicker than that.
That's a second head sculpt or somebody else.
Yeah, it comes with 2 head sculpts. Yeah, this sculpt is really good.
The second one is way better though to me. I like.
No, I think the first
think
one's
this is
better.
way
I
better.
thought the second one was a whole different company.
It's blown out by light, but it looks really good in person.
I think the
trust me.
second one's like a try-hard recopy of the.
No, it's
Yeah, like the who was that other one that made that head sculpt, that loose head sculpt?
This doesn't look like the 1/6 kit one at all.
It does.
No, it doesn't. I have that one in person.
It
does not.
Like, shut up.
No, because the 1/6 kit one, the 1/6 kit one looks like he's like, it looks good, but he's like cartoony looking. Like he's got these big like cartoony looking eyes. This is definitely different
from Roger Rabbit.
Yeah, kind of. Because shout out to Christopher Lloyd. He played the main villain in.
I think I just like the animation in his face on the second sculpt. That's what it is. Because he
that's
always
fair.
had a goofy face, you know.
That's why I like the Hot Toy, and I stand on that island. I never felt like upgrading my Hot Toys one.
The reason
you said you never wanted to upgrade it.
The Hot Toys sculpts suck in comparison to what Mars has done.
You still have the regular one?
I still have the stock. Yeah.
Me too. Okay. I thought.
See. All right, Saturn Toys. We can say Saturn Toys. That one's well known.
I don't think it's like as bad as people made it out to be. I think he
those Hot
did
Toys
that expression in the film a lot.
Right. I just didn't like that they didn't cover the gaps for the.
I know from the second one. Yeah, that was a lazy.
So here's what I have Mars's Disguise stock from Part 2, and I took one of those head sculpts and put it on the Part 1 body, and it looks so much better. That sculpt. When you hold them up to this, these look way more like Christopher Lloyd. And like, who said it? Yeah, the bright lighting doesn't do these justice. I'm telling you, the paint apps are very good. The hair...
It can also be like the
hair is much
finer.
finer.
With all these, you know, because it's so much hair and it's that color.
The hair
they made a rooted one, too. Somebody made a rooted one, I think.
Not Mars. Mars is only done sculpted. But these are... I'm telling you, this figure is solid. So the yellow on Doc's outfit is not the quite right shade of yellow, but it does have the metallic sheen that it's supposed to have. It's supposed to be more of like a lighter colored yellow.
Don't you have the original Hot Toys ones too?
I do. This one looks better. Also, the tie is more accurate on this one because Hot Toys made the tie frosted. It's supposed to be like purely clear, like you saw on this figure. So
did he have all the accessories at the other one?
No, I've got a couple of accessories on my desk. He's got
stuff like that.
He's got some newspapers. His glasses are actually real metal, which is awesome. I'll show you the glasses. They're real metal, so this is what the glasses look like that came with them.
I heard it has a cool little mechanism for when you put it into the sculpt where it kind of goes up and down. It has like different little settings you could put it on.
So he's dug out. Yes, so I'll show you. This is what you're getting at. If I can on camera, I'll show you. He's dug out the side of the hair, so you see how it's kind of blurry, but hold on. See how it's kind of like long on the side there, so it kind of there's wiggle room, like you said. It's not just like a tiny little cutout. It's like you can kind of pivot the glasses like that in the cutout.
That's cool.
Dude,
cool.
Like I said, bro, he surpassed Hot Toys on these easily. Like these sculpts are real. I've now like I think 6 Doc Brown head sculpts from Mars because the last figure came with 3. I bought the standalone sculpt that didn't come with that set, and then this comes with 2. And they're all good. No, you just said you love the Hot Toys one, so you're stuck with that, bro.
Hey, I was just saying, as a gift, for the delayedness of the Chocolate Man for long.
You keep it up, you're not getting the Chocolate Man, buddy.
You better give me my Oompa Loompa.
After you called him Mr. Chocolate Man, I don't think
you got to send him a chocolate bar with it, bro.
Isn't that what it was called?
He's already got one. He's got plenty of it.
Everything
that I am crazy
I said good day, sir.
I said good day, sir.
You lose. You get nothing.
You're a cheat and a swindler. Yeah. You're a yeah, I love it, man. I love it. But guys, thank you so much. I mean, what a fun stream. I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us for so long. I'm shocked that it's been 2 hours and 45 minutes, but time flies when you're having fun. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us, all that donated, participated in the chat, everybody. Great turnout. We still got about 70 people watching, and we're just BSing about figures. So that means something to me for sure. But I appreciate you guys. And again, I want to say this, as I always do. Don't take anybody's word as law here. We're just kind of sharing our thoughts as a fellow collector. So again, with the Batman and Robin suits, though I'm not a fan of their choice with the black suits. If you like it, more power to you, bro. That's all that matters at the end of the day. If you're happy with it, you can find your own happiness in what Hot Toys has presented us. And the same thing with Caustic. I know I'm in the minority, and Flavio and other people are in the minority with that, and I'm happy for those who are able to get it. So Red Priest says, thank you for keeping him up at work. Of course, I watch streams too. Shout out to Kaiju Daddy. I watched his stream earlier at work. I always watch my dudes from Collecting Weekly. They go on after us, I think around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I always watch their stream on the way to work on Wednesdays. And then, surprise, I'm going to be on Wolfpack Wednesday tomorrow. I haven't been on Graham's stream in quite a bit. So I'm going to be over there tomorrow. I felt bad because Graham's asked me a couple times and I couldn't make it happen. So I will be on Wolfpack tomorrow. That's going to be a fun time. Oh, I did completely skip Plo Koon. I'm sorry.
Damn.
And Agent Venom.
Agent Venom, I did skip 2 figures. Well, you know what, guys?
And he got so excited.
We got something to talk about.
He was dancing like Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, I had him pulled up. I don't know what happened to my tabs, but I don't think anybody wants to be here any longer. So
I canceled.
Quick thoughts on Plo Koon.
There's
I think
that.
he looks awesome. He looks great. And Agent Venom, I think he's so badass. That is a figure I do have on pre-order. He's going to be making it to my collection. And yeah, I like the little symbiote arms because you can kind of have his arms down to the sides if the suit's like sketchy, and you can just have those tentacles doing their thing, and it looks really dope. Yeah, completely forgot to. I don't know what happened. I had those tabs pulled up for the stream started, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Anybody else want to share any quick thoughts on those before we close out?
Both
I don't look good. Just canceled them.
Yeah, everybody knows you canceled it, dude, and everybody knows you're selling Snape.
Yeah, so I canceled Plo Koon.
Take it. No, you can't sell them. You're not allowed to sell them.
Oh,
Take care, everybody. Yeah, he did.
Yeah. I stopped collecting the council members. So, besides Mace, but I already sold Kit and I got rid of Plo.
And for that, they do not grant you the rank of master. This is outrageous.
Yeah, I'm out on the secondary Jedi as well. I'm not gonna lie, I'm out on those secondary Jedi.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up here again. Thank you to everybody for being here. Next week's stream is, of course, uncertain with Chinese New Year coming. If there's very, very little news, I'll probably give the fellows a week off, and we'll just do whatever we want to do on a Tuesday. But we'll see. If there's something insane, I'll be here. But take care, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST.
Peace.
Peace.